that Maharajji's Prabhu's philosophy is so strong that when Maharajji took sannyas, he was named Siddhanti Maharaj. Siddhant means the principles. So today is a very auspicious day for all of us, that, like Prabhuji said already, it's such a pious, such an auspicious month of Purushottam. We have all arrived here and we have got this opportunity to listen to the Bhagavat Katha. So first of all, with thanks to Maharajji that he took this the time out of his busy schedule and he came here. And he went to New York and then to India, and he's been traveling so much. And then he took some time out for us with so much difficulties. So for 2 days ago, he was telling someone that we are having this Bhagavat Saptha. Please definitely come to this place. And then they asked, is it a Hindu mandir, Sanatan mandir? And then he asked again, is it a Hindu mandir? Then Prabhuji is saying, then one thing just clicked me now. That gentleman is here as well. So I want to tell that what is Sanatan actually. What we say Sanatan, what means Sanatan is there is no beginning, which is present at the moment and doesn't have an end and is always going to stay eternal, is Sanatan. So what is Sanatan? Who is eternal? Our Thakurji, our God is Sanatan, eternal. And what is the second thing which is eternal or Sanatan? Is our soul. Soul is never destroyed, is never perish. The Gita and Krishna has told this in Bhagavad Gita. So one God is Sanatan and then the soul is Sanatan. And then the relationship between the soul and the God is also Sanatan, eternal. And how is this dharma is established? By the sadhus. Here the glories of sadhus come. Because the sadhu understands that they too are Sanatan. And what is our relationship between the two? This is how is guided by the sadhu. So, how important is the association of the sadhu? Whatever the work we do, without the sadhu sang, the association of devotees, we cannot do the 9 limbs of bhakti. The first one, unless we hear the harikatha, we will not get this knowledge of the relationship or the sambandha gyan. And who makes this sambandha? It is a sadhu. So today we are so fortunate that we are having this opportunity to hear the Bhagavat with the Param Vaishnav. And I will tell Maharaj.
Do you mind if I translate it? Can I take it?
Yeah. Is the volume okay? Are you able to hear? Yeah. Yes. So he is the president of this association. He is saying we are very fortunate that Maharaj has come here. So he is saying that I should. So every day there will be bhajans in the beginning, followed by 6:45 Maharajji will start speaking, and then after followed by Aarti and Mahaprasad. So that you all can leave around 9:30 to come back again next day. Thank you. Today is the first day, but every day will be working now. Next week, the following days. On weekdays. Because today is the starting day and it's the weekend.
Guruve Gauri Chandraya Radhikaye Skadaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhakta Namo Namah Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvyayiva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
If you want to sit in the front, you might be able to hear me better than back. You can try sitting in the 1%. Are you going to stand all the time? This is empty. One, because it will be difficult for you to hear on the back. Yeah, you can sit here, you can sit here. No, if you have headphones, you can actually hear from there also. The Facebook can sit anywhere. If your phone and you have headphones, one hour at least. Yes.
हरिपुर सुंदर धुति कदम वसंते पिता सदा हृदय कंदरेषु स्वरुत वै सचिनंदन हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपीकांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु
Can you
नित्यानंद
take this phone?
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद एक बार सभी बोलिए
Everybody say.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे जोर से एक बार हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे बोलो भागवत महापुराण
की जय.
मैं सबसे पहले
First of all, I will
अपने समस्त गुरुजनों को
pay obeisances to all my Gurujis
उनके चरणों में
in their lotus feet, my millions of obeisances in the lotus feet of my all Gurus, all my Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru,
यहाँ पर विराजमान श्री
and
ठाकुर
all,
जी के चरणों में
and at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna,
और आप सब लोग
and all the people who
इतनी दूर से
have come from all the
बहुत से लोग
distance.
तो टोंबा से आए
Some people have come from Toowoomba,
मुरवलम्बा से आए
some people have come from Murvilamba, Gold Coast,
और ब्रिस्बेन से भी आए
and
लेकिन
Brisbane.
मैं ही हूँ जो अमेरिका से आया
I'm the only one who has come from America.
तो हम लोग इतनी दूर दूर से जो आए
So
हैं
we have all come here from distant places.
इसका कारण क्या है
What is the reason for that? Why we have come here? So just now we heard from today in this temple, Sanatan Temple, Queensland.
आज से हम लोग श्रीमद् भागवत जी की कथा सुनेंगे
We will be hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam.
और महीना कौन सा है
And which month is this?
सावन का महीना नहीं है
It is not just the month of spring.
है पुरुषोत्तम महीना
This is the month of Purushottam.
और ये महीना 3 वर्ष में एक बार आता
And
है
this month comes once in 3 years.
ये हर रोज नहीं आने
It
वाला
doesn't come every day.
हर वर्ष भी नहीं आने
It's not
वाला
going to come every year.
ये 3 साल में एक बार आता है
It comes only once in 3
इसी
years.
से आप अंदाजा लगा
So you
लीजिए
can estimate from that.
कि कितना महत्वपूर्ण है
This is how important, how significant it
और
is.
इतना इम्पोर्टेंट महत्वपूर्ण
And such an important and significant
अच्छे से
month,
मना सकते
we
हैं
can celebrate it nicely
एक दृढ़ संकल्प
if we
लेकर
make this,
भागवत जी की कथा को सुने
if we make this determined, like a promise, a vow that we will hear it.
एकादशी का
So
व्रत
listen very carefully. There is a fasting of Ekadashi. Some people fast on Mondays, some people fast on Tuesdays.
ये जितने भी व्रत होते हैं
All these
ध्यान से सुनना
fastings,
मेरी बात।
listen
ये
very
एक
carefully.
संकल्प
Each and every word, listen very attentively.
ये जितने भी व्रत होते हैं,
all these fastings,
इनको संकल्प के साथ लिया जाता है।
they are always observed with a vow.
संकल्प का अर्थ क्या?
What is the meaning of a vow
ये
or a
नहीं कि
sankalp?
जैसे कल मान लो
It's not
एकादशी
like
है,
that tomorrow is
और
Ekadashi
हम आज ये विचार करें,
and today we will
सुबह
think,
उठकर देखूंगा,
oh, I will see in the morning when I wake up
अगर मैं कर पाया,
whether I can fast or not.
I will decide tomorrow morning. इसका मतलब you are not sure.
That means you are not sure.
आप पक्का नहीं है, आपने अभी संकल्प नहीं लिया।
You haven't taken the vow yet.
संकल्प लेकर कोई
By
व्रत
taking
किया
the
जाता है,
vow, when we do a fast,
तो उसका फल भी
then
भगवान संकल्प के साथ ही देते हैं।
the result also Krishna gives
और
with
भगवान का
the
संकल्प क्या है?
sankalp.
ये
So
यहाँ
what is
माँ
the
प्रबंधे
sankalp or the
ताप
vow
सहित
of
प्रजा।
Bhagwan? That
गीता जी में
Gita,
भगवान
in
ने
Gita,
कहा,
Bhagwan said,
जो मेरा जितनी
those
मात्रा
who
में भजन करता
those
है,
who
मैं
do
भी
my
उतनी मात्रा में
bhajan
उसके
or
साथ
my
reciprocate
worship in that particular proportion, in the same proportion, I return it back.
इसलिए जो कोई
I
व्रत
respond back.
संकल्प के साथ,
So any
जो कि
fast
पहले से
which
निश्चित
is
किया जाता है
which is
कि कल मैं
accepted
एकादशी का
with this
व्रत
vow,
करूंगा,
like for example tomorrow definitely I will fast
पहले
on
से आपका
Ekadashi.
संकल्प आरंभ हो चुका है।
So that means your vow has already begun.
लेकिन अगर अभी
But-
कल देखूंगा,
But if you think, oh, I will see it tomorrow, that means it's not a sankalp, it's not a vow. The result is different. But when somebody takes a vow, the result is 1,000 times more.
भगवान तुरंत ही उसको
Very quickly, immediately, Lord accepts it.
ऐसे ही
Like that,
इस पवित्र पावन
in this
पुरुषोत्तम
pious
मास,
month of Purushottam,
जिसको
which is,
कुछ लोग मल मास कहते हैं,
some people also call it as a mal mass or the excessive mass, which is not very important
कार्य इस महीने में
because
नहीं
in
होता।
this month no auspicious task is begun.
कौन सा शुभ कार्य नहीं होता?
Which kind of auspicious works, like marriages, like any auspicious home warmings and all those things are not happening in this month.
ये अच्छा शुभ कार्य है।
Yes, yes, we are not denying that marriage is not a pious activity. Otherwise you might argue, oh, we married, didn't we do a pious activity?
लेकिन सबसे शुभ कार्य क्या
But which
है?
is the most pious activity?
मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी, सारे मंगलों को जो प्रदान करने वाला,
That
और
activity
सारे अमंगल
which
को
can
दूर
take
करने
give you
वाला,
all the auspiciousness and can take all the
वह भगवान की
inauspiciousness
भक्ति,
is the
भगवान का
bhakti, devotion of Bhagwan, name of
इसलिए
Bhagwan.
सबसे शुभ
God.
कार्य
Therefore, the most
इस महीने
auspicious
में किया
task
जाता है।
is done in this
वो
month.
सबसे शुभ,
And that
सबसे
most
श्रेष्ठ शुभ
auspicious
कार्य
and the
क्या है?
most greatest work is doing the devotion of Bhagwan.
अरे और सब काम करने के लिए तो पूरा साल पड़ा
We
है,
have got the whole year to do the other
लेकिन 3
things.
वर्ष में एक
But
बार जो
in
ये पुरुषोत्तम महीना आता है,
3 years, this month
इसको
which
कोई
comes,
संकल्प लेकर,
by taking a
कोई
vow
दृढ़
in this
संकल्प लेकर,
month,
इसका यदि कोई
if
याजन करता
somebody
है,
follows it with this,
उसको इतना बड़ा
संकल्प,
संस्कार प्राप्त होता
he
है,
gets such a
इतना
deep
फल प्राप्त होता
sanskar
है
and
कि
such
वो
a deep
स्वयं भी इसको
result
सोच नहीं सकता।
that he cannot even imagine that
बोलते
himself.
हैं ना, भगवान छप्पर
It
फाड़
is
के
said
देता है।
that the Bhagwan, when he gives in
क्या
abundance.
देता है? वो वस्तु जो
Which
हम
what
किसी
does
भी
he give?
स्टोर में
He
खरीद नहीं
gives
सकते,
us that
कोल्स में नहीं
object
मिलेगा,
which you will not get it in Coles, which you will not
Good
get it in the
Guys में भी नहीं
supermarket or the Good Guys even.
है ना? कौन सी वस्तु?
So which object is that? It is bhakti or
छप्पर
devotion.
फाड़ के मिलेगी
You will get
इस
it in
महीने में।
abundance
यदि हम
in
संकल्प
this
के
month.
द्वारा इस
If
महीने
we
को अच्छे
follow
से
this with the
भगवान
vow,
के उद्देश्य से इसको
with the
पालन करते
objective
हैं,
of Bhagwan, if we follow it,
इसको मलमास कह के त्याग दिया जाता है।
this month
बहुत
was
एक्स्ट्रा है,
rejected,
मलमास।
considering it as like a excess
लेकिन
or a
वैष्णव
rejected.
definition में
But in the definition of
मलमास का अर्थ क्या?
Vaishnavas, what is the
हमारे
meaning?
अंदर जितने कल्मश
That
हैं,
all these
जो मल
debris,
हैं,
all these
उसको नाश करने
rubbish
वाला जो
in
महीना,
us,
वो है मलमास।
this is a month which actually destroys
ना
all
कि
the
मलमास।
rubbish in our minds,
हमारे
in
अंदर मल
us.
है, मल means
We have got the contamination, impurities in us, isn't it?
बॉडी की भी है, माइंड
We
की
have
भी
the
है,
impurities of
conceptions की
body,
भी है,
mind,
perceptions की भी है।
perceptions, conceptions,
ये
everything.
जितनी भी contaminations, impurities, इसको मल कहते हैं।
All this
तो
contamination
इस
and
महीने को मल
impurities
मास
is
इसलिए भी
called
कहा
mus,
है,
and therefore this
वैष्णव
month is
definition
called
और
mus.
theory से,
By the definition and the
क्योंकि इस
theory
महीने
of the
में
Vaishnavas,
यदि हम
in this
भक्ति
month,
करते हैं,
if we
कोई
do
साधन
bhakti,
करते हैं,
if we
तो
do
हमारे
any
मन को
sadhan,
विनाश करने
then
वाला
it
है,
destroys
इसलिए
these
मलमास।
impurities and contaminations. Therefore, this month is called the malmas or the
इसलिए अब एक
Purushottam.
महीना
Therefore, this month, 1 month,
दृढ़ संकल्प लेकर
accept
इसको
this
करना
steadfast vow.
हाँ थोड़ा सा कठिन लगता है.
It may feel a
एक
bit
महीना
difficult.
spare करना very
To
difficult.
spare a month is difficult,
लेकिन
but
ये एक अच्छा एक अवसर एक
this is
मौका
a very good
प्राप्त हुआ
opportunity
है.
we have obtained.
7 दिन तक
For 7 days,
यदि हम
if we
अब 24 घंटे भी नहीं मांग रहा,
are not asking even 24
सिर्फ 2
hours,
घंटे मांग रहा हूँ.
2 hours,
अगर दृढ़ संकल्प लेकर
with
हर
steadfast
रोज यहाँ
vow,
पर 6 बजे से
every
8
day
बजे
from
तक
6
सिर्फ
or
2
8 o'clock.
24 घंटा में सिर्फ 2 घंटा
Out of
मांग रहा हूँ.
24 hours, I'm only
संकल्प
asking
लेकर
2
7
hours
दिन तक
with
जो
steadfast
भागवत
vow,
की
determination. If someone hears it for 7 days, what will he get?
भागवत मतलब भगवान
What is the meaning of Bhagavat? Means Lord Krishna himself,
और
Bhagavan
कहीं
himself,
किसी भी उपाय से प्राप्त नहीं हो सकते.
which is not easily obtainable by any other processes. That Sanatan Bhagavan we can get if we follow this with the vow, steadfast vow. Whatever might happen, whatever the situation may arise, but I take this vow that every day I will come and listen to this katha. You may have heard this example.
एक शिव जी का भक्त था.
There was a devotee of
बड़ा पूजा
Shiva,
करता था.
Lord Shiva. He used to worship him a lot.
और उसी गांव में एक और व्यक्ति
And
था
in the
जो
same
शिवलिंग पर
village,
आकर रोज एक पत्थर मारता.
Every day he would come and throw a stone on the Shivling.
अरे विश्वास नहीं है मेरे को.
Oh, we don't believe it.
रोज आकर बेलपत्र चढ़ाता.
But the other one, the devotee will come every day and offer the flowers, fruits and the bel patra, bel leaves. Every day he would worship. And the other person would come every day and throw a stone every day. One day, there was like a thunderstorm. There was so much storm. And the devotee, he thought,
एक दिन नहीं जाऊंगा.
even if I don't go one day, what difference will it
एक
make?
दिन नहीं जाऊंगा तो क्या फर्क पड़ता.
What difference will it make if I don't go for one day? Shivji knows my feelings, intentions.
कैसे जाऊं?
How can I go in such a big storm?
इसलिए उस दिन वो गया नहीं.
And that's why he didn't go for few days.
पत्थर मारने वाला
But the other person who used to come every day to throw a stone, he was determined.
पत्थर मारता हूँ.
And he thought, I throw a stone on him every day. Why should I leave today? So in the storm, he still came and threw him a stone. And what happened? Shivji stood up
ये
immediately.
देखकर अरे
And then he thought,
शिवलिंग में शिव है.
really, there is Shiva in the Shivaling. I never actually had this faith. He's really in there.
और शिव जी एकदम आशीर्वाद दे रहे हैं.
And then Shivji was giving benedictions, immediately asked for a boon.
तो कभी कोई
And then he
अच्छा
said,
काम
but
किया
I
नहीं.
haven't ever done
मैं तो
any good
नास्तिक,
thing. I'm an atheist.
कभी विश्वास नहीं करता
I
था.
never used to
सोचता था
believe.
पत्थर की एक लिंग की
I
पूजा
was
ये लोग क्यों
thinking, why
करते
do
हैं?
these people worship this stone, this linga?
महादेव, मैंने
Oh
ऐसे
Lord
कौन सा
Shiva,
अच्छा काम किया
what good pious
कि आप
thing I
प्रकट
did
होकर
that you appeared in
उनको
front
वरदान
of me and you're giving me a
लेकिन
boon.
तुम्हारे
And
संकल्प
he
से
said, because of your vow, I'm very happy.
कम से कम तू रोज मेरे मंदिर में
At
आता
least you
था.
came to my temple
वही
every
पत्थर
day,
मारने आता था.
even though you came to throw a stone
मैं
at me.
पुष्प देखता नहीं, मैं पत्थर
I
देखता
don't
नहीं.
compare
मैं भावना
a
देखता हूँ,
flower or a
पद्मासन
stone.
देखता
I
हूँ.
just look at your
वो
emotions,
रोज
your
आकर
feelings and your
पुष्प चढ़ाता
sankalpa,
है.
your vow.
मैं उस पे प्रसन्न हूँ.
I'm happy at the
लेकिन
other
उससे
person
अधिक
who was
प्रसन्न हूँ,
coming
क्योंकि
every
इतनी
day
तूफान में
to
आना भी
to give me flowers.
असंभव था,
But I'm more
impossible
happy
था.
than
लेकिन
you
तुम
for
आया.
you because it was impossible to come in that
नियम से,
storm.
इस
But
संकल्प
because
से
of your this niyam, because of this your determination, that I'm so happy. And then he gave benediction, and since then he became the devotee of Lord Shiva. And now he wouldn't come to throw stones, but he will offer the flowers. And every day he'll come and crying with tears, he'll ask for forgiveness. So such is the importance of a vow. When we make a vow with a steadfast vow, then the result is highest.
श्री वामन भगवान की कथा सुनी.
You must have heard this pastime of Vaman Bhagavan.
हमारे गुजराती भाई
The people of Gujarat
और हमारे फिजी के
and the people of Fiji,
आप लोग तो बहुत भागवत सुनते हैं.
they're very fond of listening to Bhagavat. You all must have heard the pastime of Vaman Bhagavan. Who came to him?
बलि राजा के निकट वामन भगवान आए ना. बोलते हैं 3
Vaman Bhagavan came near Bali Maharaj and asked for 3 footsteps, measures of the land. He said, no, not like this. First you make a vow, the sankalpa.
मुकर गया तो
And later on, if you change your mind, and then King Bali, he made a vow. He took water in his hands and he's promised, I will give you 3 steps foot of land. So this is our test, whether we will be able to go or not. That is our test.
मैं किसी को डरा नहीं रहा,
So I'm not making you feel scared,
एक प्रेरणा दे रहा
but
हूँ,
I'm just inspiring you
एक इंस्पिरेशन दे रहा हूँ कि ये 7 दिन की भागवत
that
कथा
these 7 days of Bhagavad Katha, that also in the Purushottam month,
साधारण नहीं समझ,
don't consider it ordinary.
ये बहुत बड़ा एक आयोजन है,
This is a big
जिसमें
program.
सारे कार्य
This is a big,
सफलता
or
को प्राप्त,
everything you will do in this will be achieved successful.
आपका संकल्प
You may have any vow, whatever your desires will be fulfilled. I have seen it a
कुछ
lot.
लोग भागवत कथा पूरा स्पॉन्सर करते हैं,
Some people sponsor Bhagavad
Invite
Katha
करते हैं,
and invite other
भागवत
people.
की कथा 7 दिन तक होती है,
Bhagavad Katha for 7 days. They follow it with from the beginning till end, and they hear it with attentiveness.
जो सुनते हैं
And those who hear very attentively and they think on it and they meditate on it, whatever their desires might be, they get fulfilled. I have seen it a lot because I have done a lot of katha in a lot of places, and I have seen those people's desires getting fulfilled. So all of you people may have some desire. We all come here to get something, isn't it, in the temple of Lord? We don't come to the temple of Lord to give something. We all come to get something. You might think, oh no, I have come to give some dollars. But it's not true. We don't come to the temple to give. We actually come to the temple to take. This is not the place to give. Why? There are 2 places where you cannot give, but you have to take. Which 2 places? One is the place of your guru and the other place of your teacher or Bhagavan, where you cannot give. Because whom will you give? The person which has scarcity.
एक beggar को, एक भिखारी को दिया जाता है.
You can give it to a beggar or a person asking, but you cannot give it to Guru or Bhagavan. They are not beggars. Therefore, what will you give it to them?
They are complete.
They are complete in themselves.
भगवान पूर्ण है.
Lord is complete and Guru is also complete.
अभाव नहीं है.
They don't have any deficiency.
अभाव नहीं है.
So one who doesn't have any deficiency, what will you give it to him?
अभी देखा था भोग लग रहा था.
Just now we saw there were 10 delicacies they were offered. Just now we saw that.
कुछ फल आकर दे देंगे.
Some people might give some fruits.
कुछ भोग लगा देंगे.
Some people might bring some food. Some people might just give some money, some flour. That's all we can do.
भगवान भी बैठे बैठे हंसते हैं.
Bhagwan also he laughs when he sees that. You are giving me all of these things which I have got plenty already. So you haven't come here to give me anything. In fact, you have come here to take something. I want you to give me something.
मेरी भाषा थोड़ी सी
Try to understand carefully.
ऐसे चलती है.
Maharaj is saying my language is not very straight, it's crooked. So listen very carefully.
भगवान चाहते हैं
Bhagwan
कि तुम
wants
मुझको आकर कुछ दे.
that you should come and give me something, but we don't come to give anything. But the devotee says, no, yesterday I offered $100, Prabhu.
$100.
Prabhu says, God says, do you know how much money I have?
नहीं, कल मैंने
Then the devotee says,
और केला दिया.
yesterday I also offered a banana and an
मेरे
apple.
पास कितना फ्रूट्स है.
Then Lord says, do you know how much fruits I have?
मैंने आपको कुछ पुष्प, कुछ
And he
flowers,
says, yesterday I offered some flowers, some garlands as well.
तुम जानते हो मेरे पास
And
कितने garlands
Bhagwan
हैं?
says, do you know how many gardens I have?
ये सब तो मेरे पास बहुत है.
I've got plenty of these things.
मैं चाहता हूँ
I want this.
तुम मुझको वो दो
You should give me what?
जो मेरे पास नहीं है
Which I don't have.
और तुम्हारे पास बहुत है.
And you have in plenty.
अरे प्रभु,
Oh Lord,
ऐसी कौन सी चीज जो
which is
आपके
that
पास
object
नहीं
which you don't have and I
और
have
मेरे
it?
पास बहुत है.
And I have in plenty? Yes, you have. I tell you.
मेरे पास ना काम है, ना क्रोध है, ना
I don't
लोभ है,
have.
ना मोह है, ना मत्सर.
I don't have काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, matsar.
गोडाउन भरे पड़े.
And you have godowns full of this lust, anger, greed, envy.
मेरे पास ना काम है, ना क्रोध
I
है,
don't
ना
have
मोह.
lust,
मेरे
anger,
पास नहीं है
greed.
भाई.
envy, but you have
हमारे पास तो भरा पड़ा
you
है।
have lots of
अगर
it,
तुमको कुछ
full of
देना
it.
है,
But if you
तो
want
ये
to
दे।
give me, then you give me that.
अपना काम आके
You
चढ़ा
give me
दे,
your lust.
अपना क्रोध दे
You
दे,
give me your anger.
अपना लोभ दे
You
दे,
give me your greed.
अपना मोह दे दे।
You give me your illusion, moha. How can I give that?
उसके बिना
Attachments.
तो मैं रह नहीं सकता।
I cannot live without
I
that.
can't exist। बोलते यही तो मैं चाहता हूँ
And this is what I
कि
want.
जितनी नेगेटिविटीज
All
हैं,
the negativities
जो
which
तुम्हारे
you
ऊपर
have,
भरी पड़ी
which
हैं,
are you have filled up with,
वो आकर तुम मुझको दो।
you come and give me that.
बाकी सब तो मेरे पास बहुत
I
है।
have got plenty of everything else.
प्रभु कैसे दे दूँ?
Oh Lord, how can I give you? If I give you, if I give a lust, anger, greed, then I'll become a sadhu. I'll become a saint.
काम करोगे लोग
Because these are the only people who don't have lust, anger, greed.
तो मैं संत बन जाऊंगा।
And I will be a saint. And if I become a saint,
बिजनेस कैसे करूँ?
then how will I do the business in this job or in this world?
बिजनेस करते हुए भी
And then Lord says, you can do these things, even you can be a saint, even when you are living in a home. It's not important that you have to change your clothes or wear this red clothes. You can be a devotee while living in the house. This is an art.
यही जीवन की एक लिविंग है, आर्ट ऑफ
This is actual art of living.
कैसे हम लोग
How
किसी
can
भी
we,
स्थिति में
in any situation,
एकग्रस्त होकर के
even though
और
we
या
are
फिर
a
समाज के
householder
अंदर भी,
or even we are a
हम लोग कैसे
renunciant,
अपनी लाइफ को
how can we
भगवान पर फोकस करें?
focus our
यही
life
विद्या
on God or Krishna?
श्रीमद् भागवत जी
This
हमको
is the art and skill which Srimad Bhagavat
इसलिए
teaches us.
भागवत सप्ताह
And therefore this
सोमवार से
Bhagavat
रविवार
week
तक या
Saptaha
रविवार से
is
शनिवार तक
organized
कोई
from
भी दिन हो,
Sunday to Monday or Monday to Sunday, whichever day it may. It is for 7
ये
days.
प्रमाणिक है,
It is
पुराणों के द्वारा ये प्रमाणिक है।
it is authorized by the
उन
by
पुराणों
the
की
Puranas.
वचन को, उन शुकदेव गोस्वामी जी के
So
वचन को,
these the
उन
words
सुत
of
गोस्वामी
Shukdev
जी के
Goswami,
वचन
the
को,
words of
उन गोकर्णों के वचन
words
को,
of Suta
जिन्होंने
Goswami,
7
word of
दिन
Gokarn,
व्यापी भागवत कथा
those who
कही है,
heard,
उस
those who
उन्हीं को
spoke
आदर करते हुए,
the Bhagavad
सम्मान
in the
करते
7
हुए,
days, by
हमें साथ
honoring
में
them, we will hear this
आयोजन
7 days,
करते हैं।
this ceremony, this occasion. Otherwise,
उन्होंने जो कथा की, जो शुकदेव गोस्वामी जी
otherwise
ने
what
कथा
Shukdev
की,
told the
वो
Katha,
तो 24/7
it was 24 times 7, 24 hours in 7 days.
वो तो मैं भी नहीं बैठ पाऊंगा।
I cannot sit for that long and neither can you.
दूसरी भागवत जी की कथा सुत गोस्वामी जी ने
Second time Bhagavat was said by Shuta Goswami to the Shaunakadi rishis. That was also 24 hours in 7 days. Third time was spoken by Gokarn to Dhundakari and the villagers.
वो भी
That also was for 7 days.
मगर हम तो बस 2 घंटा बैठ
But we cannot even sit for 2 hours.
वेरी डिफिकल्ट।
Very difficult to do it for 7 days. But it is not difficult if in your heart, if you have love for God and inspiration, and then make this vow,
तो वो सारा संकल्प पूर्ण होगा।
then our vow will be fulfilled. In the month of Purushottam, to hear the Srimad Bhagavat has got a very, very special benefit. And therefore, I thanks to you all that you all have come,
अपने प्रेजेंस से
and in your giving your presence,
आयोजन की शोभा को
you have made this procession more glorious.
बीच में थोड़ा बोलना पड़ता है क्योंकि अंधेरा हो जाता है ना।
Just I have to say again, because after sunset it is dark and everybody feels sleepy, so I have to wake you up occasionally by starting you by saying that Srimad Bhagavat ki jai.
श्रीमद् भागवत जी क्या है?
So what is Srimad Bhagavat ji?
ये कोई पुस्तक नहीं है,
It's not a book.
ये कोई ग्रंथ मात्र नहीं
It is not just a scripture.
यदि कहें भागवत जी
If we say
कृष्ण
that
के
Bhagavad Ji
समान कोई वस्तु है,
is some
समान
object
वस्तु है,
equal to Krishna,
वो तो ये कहना भी,
even saying that will be an offense.
ये कहना भी अपराध है
This is an offense
कि
as well,
भगवान
to
की
say
जैसी कोई वस्तु
that there is an object like
तो क्या
God.
कहना चाहिए?
Then what should we say?
वो तो कहना ये
We
चाहिए
should say that
श्रीमद् भागवत
Srimad Bhagavat is Bhagwan itself.
साक्षात भगवान है, ये कोई अलग वस्तु नहीं।
This is not a separate object.
श्रीमद् भागवत जी में
In Srimad Bhagavat Ji,
12 स्कंद हैं,
there are 12 cantos.
और 18,000 श्लोक,
18,000 verses.
एक एक स्कंद भागवत गीता
Each and every canto of
भगवान
Bhagavad
के
Ji
एक एक अंग का प्रतीक है।
is symbolizes
ठीक है,
each and every part, body part of the
नहीं तो
Lord.
फिर वो फीजी वाला हिंदी में आ जाता हूँ।
He's saying, are you able to follow my Hindi? Because I have a tendency to go to the Indian Hindi. Otherwise, I can speak in Fiji Hindi accent as well. I won't be
ये
able to follow
भगवान का
that.
प्रतीक है। एक एक
So each and every canto represents each and every body part of the Lord.
जैसे
For example,
भगवान के चरणों से लेकर मस्तक
from
तक,
feet to the head,
ये श्रीमद् भागवत
Srimad Bhagavat can be symbolized.
प्रथम और दूसरा स्कंद
First and the second canto,
भगवान के दो चरण कमल,
these are the two lotus feet of the Lord.
तीसरा और चौथा
Third
स्कंद
and the fourth canto
भगवान की जंगा है,
is the Lord's thighs.
पंचम स्कंद
Fifth canto,
भगवान का नेवल,
Lord's
नाभि,
navel.
षष्ठ सिक्स्थ
Sixth
कैंटो, षष्ठ स्कंद भगवान का वक्षस्थल,
is the chest of the
सातवां
Lord.
और आठवां स्कंद
Seventh and the
भगवान
eighth,
की दो भुजा,
Lord's two arms.
नवम स्कंद
Ninth,
भगवान का ग्रीवा,
neck of the Lord.
दशम स्कंद
10th,
भगवान का सुंदर
Lord's lotus face with the smiling, mild smile on it.
एकादश स्कंद
11th
भगवान
canto,
का ही ललाट,
forehead.
और द्वादश स्कंद
And the 12th
मस्तक।
is the
चरणों
head.
से लेकर मस्तक
From the
तक
head to the to head to the feet to the toe,
वही
the
श्रीमद् भागवतम है।
the swaroop of the Lord
क्यों?
or the form of the
कृष्ण
Lord is
स्वभाव
Srimad
उदहते,
Bhagavat. Why?
धर्म ज्ञाननिधि सह कलो नष्टम दिशाम एषम पुराण आर्क अद्वित। श्री कृष्ण द्वापर के अंत में
At the end of the Dwapar,
जब अपने
Krishna,
स्वधाम जा रहे हैं,
when he was going back
श्री
to
कृष्ण
his
का स्वधाम क्या है?
to his Golok,
गोलोक वृंदावन।
so which is the Lord's
तो उन्होंने
place,
धर्म
this is
ज्ञान
Golok.
सब कुछ
So then when he was leaving,
श्रीमद् भागवत जी में उड़ेल दिया।
he just poured everything, then all the knowledge, all the dharma in the Srimad Bhagavat. And therefore it is said as if one son of Krishna set and another son just like himself, he was rising. So he gifted a same form to us before leaving. What kind of a gift? Just like himself, just like I am.
कृष्ण कैसे हैं?
So how is Krishna? He is very beautiful.
कृष्ण कैसे हैं? बड़े बलवान हैं।
Krishna is very
कृष्ण
powerful.
कैसे हैं?
How is
बड़े
Krishna?
यशस्वी हैं।
He is very
कृष्ण कैसे हैं?
popular.
बड़े ज्ञानी हैं
He is very knowledgeable.
और बहुत वैरागी भी हैं।
And he is also very renounced.
श्रीमद् भागवत जी भी उसी प्रकार से
Similarly, Srimad Bhagavat Ji is very beautiful,
पूर्ण ज्ञान से भरी हुई,
complete with the
वैराग्य
knowledge,
से भरी हुई,
complete with
पूरा
renunciation,
यश और
complete
बहुत
with
शक्ति।
all the fame and all
ये
the power.
भगवान जैसे युक्त हैं।
And it is complete
और
with all the
संपूर्ण
opulence
माधुर्य से भी युक्त
like
हैं।
Lord and all
श्रीमद् भागवत जी भी
the sweetness of the
संपूर्ण
Lord, opulence as well as the
And what is the
sweetness.
opulence of Srimad
And
Bhagavatam?
what is the opulence of Srimad Bhagavatam?
भागवत जी का opulence क्या है? ऐश्वर्य क्या है?
What is the opulence of Srimad Bhagavat?
जो इनके
It is said
संपर्क में आता है,
that whoever comes in the contact
किसी
of
भी
Srimad
nature,
Bhagavat,
किसी भी प्रवृत्ति को लेकर
he
आता
may
है,
have any kind
वो
of a
निश्चित
nature
रूप से
or a
भागवत
instinct,
ही होता है।
he definitely become a Bhagavat.
भागवत के निकट आने पर
By coming
स्वयं
close to
ही होता है।
Bhagavat, one he himself become a
हम
Bhagavat.
लोग भागवत जी बहुत बार कह चुके हैं, बहुत बार सुन चुके
We
हैं।
have spoken
किस लिए?
Bhagavat Ji many times and
भागवत
heard
को
Bhagavat
समझने
Ji
के लिए।
many times. Is it to understand Bhagavat Ji? No.
फिर क्यों कहते हो?
Then why are you saying that?
फिर क्यों सुनते हो?
Why are you listening?
इसलिए कि भागवत जी
So
को
that so that Bhagavat Ji can understand
हम भागवत जी
us.
को नहीं समझ सकते।
We cannot understand Bhagavat Ji
हम
actually.
भगवान को नहीं समझ सकते।
We cannot understand
भगवान के
Bhagavan.
पास इसलिए आते हैं कि
But
वो
we
हमको
come to
समझे।
him so that he can understand us.
इसलिए हम भागवत जी की उपासना करने
Therefore,
के लिए
we
बैठे
are
हैं।
sitting here
इनकी
to
सेवा
worship
करने के लिए बैठे हैं।
Bhagavad Ji, to serve
इनकी
Bhagavad
की
Ji.
सेवा कैसे होती
How
है?
will we serve Bhagavad Ji?
यहाँ पर श्री विग्रह विराजमान हो,
And
उनकी आरती उतारी
If
जाती
we
है,
have the
भोग
deities
लगता है।
here, we do the arti, we offer
श्रृंगार
prasad,
होता है।
we do their
श्रीमद् भागवत जी का भी उसी
shringar.
प्रकार से
Similarly, for the
आरती होती
Srimad
है।
Bhagavad Ji, we do
भोग
the
लगता है।
arati, we offer,
श्रृंगार होता है,
we do the
और
shringar,
तुलसी अर्पण होता
and we
है,
offer the
माल्य
tulsi
अर्पण होता
and
है।
the flowers, the
ये सब
garlands.
कुछ ठीक जैसे ही
Just
श्री
like
कृष्ण
we
का
do for
एक
the
विग्रह के
deity
रूप
or the
में,
vigraha,
श्री
arch vigraha of
विग्रह
Krishna,
शिवमूर्ति के रूप में ऐसे श्री
similarly is done to the Srimad Bhagavad Ji.
भागवत जी का ऐश्वर्य है।
This is the opulence of Srimad Bhagavad Ji.
दूसरा,
Secondly,
भागवत जी श्रवण करके
by listening to Bhagavad
थोड़ा
Ji,
बहुत वैराग्य तो प्राप्त होता है।
we do get somewhat renounced.
वैराग्य बहुत जरूरी है।
It is very important
हर व्यक्ति के लिए
for
वैराग्य
every
बहुत
person.
जरूरी है।
Renunciation or detachment is very important. Even though you are a householder or a renunciant or a sannyasi, you cannot live without some detachment or renunciation, whether somebody agree it or not, whether somebody may follow vairagya or detachment or not.
सबको वैराग्य में निकलना ही पड़ता है।
But everybody has to go through this.
सबको। जैसे श्री कृष्ण बड़े मधुर हैं,
Just like Krishna is very sweet,
भागवत जी भी बड़े मधुर हैं।
Bhagavad Ji is also very sweet.
आप कहेंगे हमने तो
You
बहुत
may
बार
say,
भागवत सुनी, मधुर कैसे है?
how can you say it is sweet? We have heard it so many times. There are stories about somebody killing someone, somebody kidnapping someone, somebody doing the fire
ये
sacrifice.
मधुर और मीठा कैसे है?
How can it be sweet?
तो हमारे गुरुजी एक उदाहरण देते
So our Guruji gave example.
हैं। एक बार एक साधु
One time a sadhu
दिवाली के दिन,
at the day of Deepavali, you know Deepavali, the festival of lights.
कौन कौन मनाता है
Who
दिवाली?
celebrates Diwali?
दिवाली के दिन में एक
At the
साधु
day of Diwali, one
एक
saint,
माता जी के घर में आया।
he came to the house of a Mataji.
माता जी का नाम था सुलोचना।
Mataji's name was Sulochana.
बोलते माता भिक्षा दो,
And he
भिक्षा
was
दो,
saying,
भिक्षा
give
दो।
me some bhiksha, give me
और
some
सुलोचना
alms.
माता जी बोलती है कि
And
बड़े
Sulochana
अच्छे
Mataji
दिन
said,
आए, बाबा,
oh, you have
आजा
come
जा।
to a very auspicious day. Come inside, come inside. I'll give you some bhiksha.
लिविंग रूम में बैठ जा,
Sit in the living
सामान
room.
इकट्ठा करके ले।
I'll just collect some ingredients and give it to you.
बाबा अंदर बैठ गया।
And then the saint came and sat inside in the living room.
बच्चों के लड़ने की आवाज
And then the Baba was hearing from inside, the kids were fighting. One child was saying,
हाँ, मैं कबूतर खाऊंगा।
I will eat the pigeon.
एक बच्चा बोलता
And
है,
another
"बंदर
child was
खाऊंगा।"
saying, I will eat a monkey.
एक बच्चा बोलता
And
है,
another
"मैं
child
rabbit
was
खाऊंगा।"
saying, I'll eat a rabbit.
सब लड़ रहे हैं।
Everyone was fighting inside. And then this saint thought, oh, which house I have come in? Oh my God. They're talking about in the morning, this is the time of the breakfast. And they're talking about eating a monkey, rabbit, pigeon. So if they eat all these things in the breakfast, what will they eat in the lunch? And this is what children eat. So what will the parents eat? Dinosaurs.
सोचा इस घर
So
से
he
तो
thought,
एक दाना चावल लेना भी अच्छा नहीं।
it's not appropriate to take even a single grain of rice here. These people eat non-veg, they eat flesh.
भाग जाओ, इससे
So I should run away before she brings anything for me to take. And then he was starting to run, escape. And then the Mataji called, oh Baba, where are you running? Come here, come here.
तुमने बोला भिक्षा लेनी है, इतना समय मेहनत करके
I
मैंने
collected
भिक्षा
all these
लेके
ingredients
आया।
to give it to you. Won't you take them without going?
माता जी क्या
He said, oh Mataji, what should I tell you?
सोचा था,
I was
कृष्णा
thinking,
प्रभु सुलोचना के यहाँ पर सब
I
अच्छा
was
अच्छा
thinking
होगा।
if I go to your house, Krishna Prabhuji, Sulochana Didi, everything will be good. She was like, mother was like, what did you see bad? Tell.
आपके घर में बच्चे,
But in your house, your children, at the time of the breakfast, I heard them talking, they want to eat a monkey, and the other child was saying, I want to eat a pigeon.
लंच में घोड़ा हाथी खाते हैं
And
क्या?
do they eat elephants and horses in the lunch or what?
एक बच्चा अंदर से चीख पड़ा,
And then a
"माँ,
child cried inside, shouted, Ma, where is my elephant? I will eat the elephant. At the same time, the child shouted, and the second child shouted, where's my horse? I will eat a horse. And look, your children are asking for horses and elephants. What do you feed your kids? Do you eat dinosaurs?
माता मैं तेरे घर से कुछ नहीं
Therefore, I will not eat anything in your home, Mata.
सिर पर हाथ मार के
And then he is like, and then the Sulochana Mata, and she was like, oh, I thought saints are half mad, but you are completely mad.
ये आधे पागल होते हैं,
I heard
पूरा
the saints
पागल
are half mad, but you are completely mad. So why are you calling me mad? Crazy?
आज क्या दिन है?
Oh, Baba, what day is today?
अरे
The
बाजार में
Diwali.
चीनी के खिलौने बिकते हैं।
In the market, you can buy all these animals made up of this sugar candies. I don't know about Australia, but in India, you can get all these animals made up of this sugar candies. So my kids are asking for these sugar animals. They were not asking for real animals.
बाबा बोला ओ
Those said, Baba said, oh, that's the matter. And then she said, you are completely crazy. Take this bhiksha and go away.
उदाहरण से बतलाते हैं
So this by this example, Gurudev used to explain, just like
उन सब की आकृति
all these animals, the objects had the shape. They were like animals, like an elephant or a horse, but they were made up of sweet.
एक खिलौना है
They were just like toys made up of sugar, which is edible.
ऐसे ही
Just like that, Srimad Bhagavad Ji,
जो ऐसे कुछ उदाहरण
these
और
examples
लीला को
and
सुना जाता है,
pastimes are heard in Srimad Bhagavad Ji. Superficially, they may look like as if
वो वध किया
that somebody
मारा,
killed someone,
kidnap
somebody
किया,
kidnapped someone, but because
उसमें एक बड़ी सुंदर शिक्षा है
but there is a beautiful teachings in them, and that teachings
ज्ञान वैराग्य से युक्त है
and is combined with the knowledge and detachment and attached to Bhagavan. It is very sweetest. And like this, in Srimad Bhagavat, there are 18,000 verses. How can I glorify them?
इन 7 दिनों में
And in 7 days, for 2 hours, how can I can speak on them? How can somebody speak? This is an unlimited ocean.
और एक समुद्र है ना
Just like you have an ocean here. Which ocean is it? Pacific Ocean is very peaceful. Pacific Ocean.
भागवत जी तो
In Bhagavad Ji,
उससे भी ज्यादा गहरा एक
Bhagavad Ji is even more deeper, is the ocean of knowledge
वैराग्य का समुद्र।
and ocean of vairagya, renunciation. Therefore, devotees, you and us, we are very fortunate.
और हमारा सौभाग्य और बढ़ रहा है
And our fortune is increasing more
निकट वास कर।
that we are living near Bhagavad Ji.
मैं तो अपने संकल्प
Listen,
का पक्का हूँ।
I am
रोज
very-
यहाँ पर 2 घंटा बैठ के
I am very steadfast with my vow. I will come here every day. So you should also take this vow at least for 7 days
इस पुरुषोत्तम महीने
in
में
this Purushottam month.
की कथा को श्रवण
Listen to the pastimes of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is moving towards completion. On 16th
लास्ट है ना
is the last day
पुरुषोत्तम मंथ।
of the Purushottam month, is finishing on 16th August.
तो क्यों नहीं
So why not
पूरा लाभ
we take the most benefit of this? But who has got the qualification for Bhagavad Ji? Who is qualified to hear?
कौन सुन सकता है?
Who can hear Bhagavad Ji?
कोई बहुत धनी हो,
Has someone to be very rich or poor,
सुंदर हो,
beautiful
सुंदर ना हो,
or not beautiful,
ज्ञानी हो,
should be knowledgeable
ज्ञानी ना हो,
or not knowledgeable?
क्योंकि ऐसा कोई विचार ही नहीं।
Say there is no such,
श्रीमद् भागवत जी
there is no
सबके
such
लिए एक
ideas.
समान है।
Bhagavad Ji is same for everyone.
एक प्रेत योनि में पड़ा हुआ धुंधकारी
There was the person Dhundkari, he was in this ghost form, and by listening to this Bhagavad Ji, he got the topmost destination.
प्रेत एक भूत भी
He was a ghost, he was
प्रेत योनि में पड़ा
he was in this body of this ghost.
श्रीमद् भागवत को
When he
सुनकर
heard Srimad Bhagavat, he went to Vaikuntha, the spiritual world. So by getting this beautiful human body, if we hear Bhagavad Ji, what can we not get?
यही भागवत जी में एक बात को कहा है।
This is what is explained in Bhagavad Ji.
धुंधकारी की कथा सुनी होगी।
You must have heard the pastime of Dhundkari. Raise your hands if you have heard the story of Dhundkari.
बहुत लोगों ने नहीं सुना।
Many people have not heard.
इतने में हो जाएगा।
I was thinking I may not have to tell the story about Dhundkari, but okay.
एक ब्राह्मण,
There was a Brahmin.
यह भी भागवत जी का महात्म्य है।
This is just the glories of Bhagavad Ji. So in between us,
सेलिब्रिटी आकर बैठ
if a celebrity comes and sit next to us,
चुपचाप बैठ जाए
and he
पता भी
sits
ना हो।
quietly and we don't even know,
और नेक्स्ट डे
and next day
हमारे प्रकाश प्रभु जी आकर
and Prakash
बोले,
Prabhuji comes and tells us, oh, you know what, he was sitting among us, he's such a big celebrity.
और उसका जो व्याख्यान किया उसका
And
जो
then when
गुणगान
he
किया,
when he
तो सब लोग
expressed his glories, then everybody was like, oh, such a famous celebrity, and he was sitting quietly behind and listening with such a humility.
महिमा सुनकर
And when you will hear these glories, then you will have this awe and honor increased for that person. Similarly,
श्रीमद् भागवत
Srimad Bhagavat,
क्या ग्रेविटी है,
what is the gravity of Srimad Bhagavat?
क्या महिमा है,
What is the glories of Srimad Bhagavat?
उनका महात्म्य सुनकर
By listening to the glories of Srimad Bhagavat,
हमारा रिस्पेक्ट
our awe and reverence for Bhagavad Ji gets increased. Therefore, in Puranas,
भागवत जी की महिमा का
The glories
महात्म्य का
of
वर्णन किया।
is been described for
अब एक
Bhagavad
बात
Ji.
और समझो,
You should also understand that
भागवत जी लिखी किसने?
who wrote Bhagavad Ji,
कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेद व्यास।
written by Krishna Dwaipayan
वेद
Ved
व्यास
Vyas.
जी ने श्रीमद् भागवत
Ved Vyas Ji wrote Bhagavad Ji.
लेकिन उससे पहले
But before that,
उन्होंने
he
एक वेद को चार भाग
he
में
divided one Veda into 4 parts:
अथर्ववेद,
Atharved, Samved, Yajurved and Rigved.
चार वेद। लेकिन वेद की जो भाषा है
But the language of the Vedas is Paroksha,
इनडायरेक्ट,
is indirect language.
वो समझना बहुत कठिन है।
Very difficult to understand that.
जैसे कह दिया भगवान,
For example, it is said in Bhagavad Ji that Lord is Nirgun.
इनडायरेक्ट एड्रेसिंग है।
This is indirect addressing of the Lord. Nirgun means no
पुरुष
qualities.
ने इनडायरेक्टली संबोधन किया।
So it's been indirectly referred to him as Nirgun.
तो बहुत से लोग क्या
So some
conclude कर
people
लेते हैं?
conclude
भगवान
that
में कोई गुण ही नहीं है,
that
इसलिए
Lord
निर्गुण।
doesn't have any qualities, therefore he is qualityless.
लेकिन वेद तो ये नहीं कहना चाह रहे थे।
But this is not what the Vedas were trying to explain. They were trying to say Nirgun means
संसार के तीन गुणों
that
से
they
ऊपर
are
उठे हैं।
above the 3 modes or the gunas of
संसार
the
के इस
material
भौतिक
nature.
संसार के मटेरियल वर्ल्ड के तीन जो गुण हैं,
There are 3
सत्व
modes of
गुण,
material
रजोगुण
nature:
और
mode of
तमोगुण।
goodness, passion and
इससे
ignorance.
ऊपर जो एक
So beyond
स्थिति है,
that situation which is there
उसको कहा जाता है
is
निर्गुण।
called Nirgun.
इसलिए भगवान
Therefore,
तो ना
Lord
सत्वगुण पकड़ सकता
He
है,
is
ना
neither
रजोगुण,
get
ना
caught
तमोगुण।
by the goodness, passion or
हम
ignorance.
मनुष्य हैं।
We are human
हमारे
beings.
अंदर हम तीनों गुणों में सब समय
We are at
लड़ते
all
रहते
the
हैं।
times we are fighting with
मतलब
these
फंसते
3
रहते हैं।
types of gunas.
लेकिन फिर भी मनुष्य
the
में
modes.
रजोगुण,
But
mode of
overall,
passion is
in the
very strong।
human beings, mode of passion is prominent.
रजोगुण बहुत अधिक है। जो भूत प्रेत,
All these ghosts and these witches, these demons,
उनके अंदर तमोगुण,
they
तामसिक
have
गुण,
the mode of ignorance
ये बहुत अधिक होता
is prominent.
है। देवताओं में
In the demigods,
सत्वगुण प्रधान,
mode of goodness is
उनमें
prominent.
सत्वगुण बहुत अधिक है। लेकिन ये तीनों में ही
But in out of these 3,
फॉल्ट्स हैं।
there are faults in all the 3 modes. There are fights,
मनुष्य में तो होता ही है।
there are quarrels in the people,
आपका उससे, उसका उससे।
in the human beings.
डिफरेंशिएशन
There is always differences.
असुरों में और ज्यादा होता
There are
है,
even
और
more
gross level
in the
में।
demons
और
because they are
देवताओं में
even
भी
more
होता
in the
है।
gross level, and similarly in the demigods as well.
सबसे अगर कोई यज्ञ करता है
If somebody does a fire
तो सबसे
sacrifice,
पहले इंद्र अपने
so
सिंहासन
first
को
of
पकड़
all,
मेरा गया।
the Indra feels insecure that maybe
और
they are going to
असुर
take over my
जाकर
throne, and all the demons,
देवता पर आक्रमण करते हैं,
when they attack the demons and they attack and take the throne of the demigods. So even though they are in the mode of goodness, they are always fighting. But in the situation where the Lord is
देवता धर्म की
Nirgun.
स्थापना करने नहीं आते।
The demigods don't come to establish the dharma, neither do the human beings, neither do the demons.
धर्म की स्थापना कौन करता है?
Who does the
यदा यदा
establishment of the dharma? Who says yada yada hi dharmasya?
अभुक्त नाम धर्मस्य, ये भगवान करते हैं।
This is done by Lord
धर्म की
Bhagwan.
स्थापना
Who
भगवान
establishes the religion? It is Bhagwan.
इसलिए
And therefore,
उन भगवान की जितनी भी क्रियाकलाप हैं,
what are the activities and of that
वो
Lord?
देखने में मनुष्य जैसे
They may
लगते
look
हैं,
like
लेकिन
human
मनुष्य
like,
नहीं है।
but they are not
He's
human.
divine.
He is not human.
He's beyond
He is
the modes of
beyond the
material
3
nature.
modes.
तीनों गुणों से ऊपर स्थिति है उनकी।
His
वो
situation
निर्गुण
is
स्थिति है।
above these 3 modes.
उनका अब कहेंगे भगवान भी तो
You
झगड़ा
may
करा।
say you are going to fight among the gods now.
महाभारत हुई।
There was a battle of Mahabharat.
भगवान महाभारत में कितने लोग मर गए?
So many people died in Mahabharat, the battle of Mahabharat.
कितने लोग मरे महाभारत?
How many people died? Is there any counting?
फिर भी एक कोई नंबर है?
Even there is a number, 1 million
1 बिलियन।
or any billions. What number do you think? How many people got killed in the battle of Mahabharata?
में एक भी नहीं मरा,
Not even one person got killed.
एक भी नहीं।
Not even one.
What is this?
How can that happen?
आप कहेंगे हमने तो महाभारत देखी कहाँ टेलीविजन?
We saw Mahabharat on the TV program.
महाभारत के समय में तो पता नहीं हम कहाँ थे।
We don't know when the Mahabharat happened, but we watched it on the TV.
हमारे गुरुदेव बताते हैं,
Our Gurudev used to say,
self reliance,
and he is self-realized,
भगवान realized.
his God realized, Krishna realized, Param Bhagavat, Uttam Vaishnava.
हमारे गुरुजी बतलाते हैं
Our Gurudev says, in the battle of Mahabharata, not even one got killed.
ऐसे कैसे possible?
How can that be possible?
How to reconcile this?
How will we reconcile?
तो उन्होंने क्या उत्तर दिया?
So what did he answer?
जब भगवान स्वयं गीता जी में कह रहे हैं
When Krishna himself is saying in Bhagavad Gita
आत्मा का जन्म नहीं होता,
that the soul doesn't take birth, soul doesn't die.
आत्मा तो मरी नहीं,
So that means none of the soul died.
शरीर मरा,
Only the body died. Did any soul die?
कभी मरती ही
Soul can never die.
नहीं, इसलिए एक भी मरा नहीं।
Therefore, not even one died.
और जो वहाँ पर इतना सब कुछ जो हुआ,
So what all turmoil and activities happened there
संस्थापना,
was for the establishment of the dharma,
धर्म की स्थापना करने के।
for the establishment of the religion, dharma.
अब ऐसे बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स हैं
There are so many points like that
जिसको नास्तिक
for which the atheists,
उस पॉइंट्स को लेकर,
they take these
उन
points
विषयों को लेकर
and on those topics and subjects, they get aggressive and they say,
कोई भी अच्छा काम नहीं।
Krishna didn't do any good activity. He got this whole battle happened of
लेकिन
Mahabharata.
भक्तों की दृष्टि से देखेंगे
But if you see with the vision of the devotees,
तो उन्होंने जो भी किया
whatever he did
धर्म की स्थापना
was to
करने के लिए
establish
और
the dharma
भक्तों का नाश।
and to destroy the irreligion.
Just perception।
And a difference in the perception between the devotees and the
हम उसको
atheists.
कैसे ग्रहण करते हैं?
How do we accept it? It depends on us.
इसलिए वेद जो कहते हैं
Therefore, Vedas, what do they
वो
say?
परोक्ष में कहते हैं।
It says, they say everything indirectly. To understand that and listening to that and getting the indirect meaning and wrong meaning is very possible. And therefore, Ved Vyas Ji,
वेदों को अच्छे से समझने के लिए
to make you understand Vedas properly, he wrote the Puranas.
18 पुराण
He wrote 18, mainly 18 Puranas.
और फिर उपनिषद की
And
रचना
then
की,
he wrote
फिर
Upanishads.
महाभारत ग्रंथ की रचना
And then
की,
he wrote Mahabharata.
और फिर इन
And
सबका जो एसेंस जो
And the
सार है,
essence of all of these is Srimad Bhagavat.
जैसे
For example,
दूध में घी है कि नहीं?
there is ghee in the milk or not?
दूध में घी है ना, घी कहाँ से निकलता है?
Where does the ghee come from? In the water?
दूध से तो निकलता
It
है।
comes from milk, isn't it?
दूध में घी है लेकिन घी दिखता
There is
नहीं।
ghee in the milk but not
लेकिन एक
visible.
process से,
But with the
एक
process,
procedure में
if you
उसको
follow a
उबालना
process,
पड़ता है,
like you
ऐसे
boil
निकालते
it
हैं।
and then
ये
you
सब
make a
करने से
yogurt
उसका
and
जो
churn
essence
it,
है, जो
then
सार
you
निकलता
get
है
the
दूध का,
essence
वो
of
है
the
घी।
milk is the ghee.
Secondly, जैसे वृक्ष है,
Just like a tree,
वृक्ष में डाल भी है,
there are
पत्ता भी है,
branches, there are
फूल भी है,
leaves, there are
फल भी है।
flowers, there are fruits.
लेकिन वृक्ष का जो सार है, जो
But
essence,
what is the
वो
essence
सिर्फ फल
of
में
the
होता
tree is in the fruit.
है। ऐसे ही
Similarly,
निगम कल्पतरुं गलितं फलम् शुक मुखात् अमृत द्रव्य संयुतम् पीबत भागवत रसमालयम् मुहुरहो रसिका मुहुः भावुक। निगम कल्पतरुं गलितं फलम्, श्रीमद् भागवत जी क्या है?
so what is Srimad Bhagavad
वो
Ji?
डिजायर फुलफिलिंग ट्री इंग्लिश में बोलते हैं, सारी इच्छाओं को पूर्ण करने वाला एक कल्पतरु।
So it is a tree which can fulfill all your desires.
उसका सार मतलब उसका फल
And
है।
the Srimad Bhagavat is actually the essence of that tree.
गलितम फलम,
And what kind of the fruit
जो
it
फल
is?
गिरा,
The fruit which fell down.
गला हुआ फल नहीं।
It wasn't like a rotten
जो
fruit.
लोग संस्कृत नहीं जानते,
People who don't know the Sanskrit, they might think Galitam means, oh, what a rotten fruit. Because Galitam sounds like a Hindi, like a rotten. But it's not actually. It says the fallen, which fell down. From where it fell down?
ये फल लगा हुआ था
This fruit was
नारायण
growing
डाली पर,
on the branch,
उस
Narayan
डाली से फल
branch.
गिरा,
From there, the fruit fell
ब्रह्मा की
down
डाली।
on the branch of a Brahma Ji. And Brahma Ji's branch, it fell down into Narad Ji's branch. And from Narad Ji's branch, it fell down onto the branch of Ved Vyas Ji. And from when Ved Vyas Ji's branch, this fruit fell down, then the parrot
शुक मुखात्
caught it
अमृत
and then
द्रव्य संयुतम्।
and it bite into that.
शुकदेव गोस्वामी
And that
ने
is Shukdev Goswami.
उन
And
फल
that
को
Shukdev Goswami
श्रीमद्
took that
भागवत
fruit
को अपने
of
मुख से
Srimad
जब
Bhagavad
उच्चारण
Ji,
किया,
when he
तो उसकी
spoke from
मधुरिमा,
his mouth,
उसकी
the
मिठास
sweetness
और ज्यादा बढ़ गई।
increased even more.
इसलिए वो कौन सा ऐसा फल है
So,
जिससे
which
भागवत
kind
की
of
तुलना
that
की?
fruit which has been compared to Srimad Bhagavad
कौन
Ji?
सा ऐसा फल है
Which
जिससे
is that fruit
श्रीमद्
from where
भागवत जी को
Srimad
compare
Bhagavad
किया
Ji
गया
can be
तुलना
compared
की?
to, or is compared
केला,
to? Is it a banana
सेब,
or a fruit,
अमरूद,
apple, grapes?
बेरीज,
Which fruit is that
कौन
which
सा
Srimad
फल?
Bhagavat is compared to?
हाँ?
Mango.
आम क्यों?
Why mango?
आम ही क्यों?
Why only mango?
क्योंकि फलों का राजा है
Because
क्या?
the king of the fruits is mango.
फलों का राजा आम, राजा को राजा के साथ ही
So
कंपेयर किया
king
जाता
can be compared to a king.
है। इसलिए सारे ग्रंथों का जो राजा
So
है,
the king of all
जो
the
सारे
scriptures,
ग्रंथों का जो सार है,
the essence of all the scriptures is Srimad
और
Bhagavad
सारे
Ji.
फलों का राजा क्या
And
है?
all the
वो
king
आम
of
है।
fruits
इसलिए
is
राजा की
mango.
तुलना राजा से
So
करें।
the king is compared to a king and not anyone else.
शुक मुखात अमृत द्रव्य संयुतम। ये फल इतना मीठा था,
This
लेकिन
fruit
जब
was
शुक ने
so
तोता
sweet
इसको मुंह लगा
when the
दिया,
parrot touched it with his
अर्थात
mouth.
शुकदेव गोस्वामी जी ने जब इसको
When
उच्चारण किया,
that means Shukdev Goswami, when it spoke it, the sweetness is ever increasing.
हे भक्तों,
Therefore, O devotees, you should drink it. Drink it, drink it.
बोले कब तक पिए?
How long we should drink it? Till our stomach gets filled up.
ऐसा रस है,
This is what it actually is. That you will never get quenched. Your thirst will not get quenched. Is such, even the ordinary mango of this material world, like if you drink the mango shake, when we drink it, we may drink it for maximum 1 or 2 or 3 cup glasses, but your stomach will be filled. What will you do after that? You may start vomiting.
लेकिन ये जो आम है,
But this mango
भागवत
of
रूपी
Bhagavat,
इसको कितना पान करो,
whatever you may drink, how much ever you drink,
इतना कर लो,
you may drink it so much
कभी तृप्ति को प्रदान
that
ना
it will never be able to quench
करो,
your
आपको
thirst.
अतृप्त छोड़ दे।
It should just leave you restless.
इसको पीकर,
By drinking
इसको
that,
ग्रहण करके यदि कोई
by
तृप्त हो
accepting
गया,
that,
उसकी
if someone
तृप्ति
is
पर
content,
धिक्कार है।
that content, that his being content is actually a fie on that.
ये तो एक ऐसी वस्तु है
This is such an object.
जो अतृप्ति को,
This actually increases your restlessness or the thirst more. It increases your thirst more and more. Which
वास्तव अत्र वस्तु शिवदम ताप त्रायण मूलदम। ये सब प्रकार का शिवदम प्रदान करने वाली, शिव मतलब
what is the meaning of Shivadam? Auspiciousness. So this provides of all the auspiciousness.
ताप त्रायण मूलदम। 3 ताप,
The 3 miseries, Adi, Daivik, Bhautik and Adhyatmic, the threefold miseries, it destroys them. This knowledge, the result of Srimad Bhagavat, it destroys the 3 miseries, threefold miseries.
इसलिए
And
एक गांव
therefore,
के निकट
near a village,
एक नदी के निकट
near
गांव
a
में
river, on the bank of the river, there was a village where there was a Brahmin. His name was Adradev. Hear very carefully, then you will know why 7 days only. So let's stick to this topic today.
Still have time. Very good. Thank you so much. आत्मदेव ब्राह्मण,
This Brahmin's name was
सब
Atmadev.
कुछ है इसके पास।
He's
बड़ा
got
समृद्धवान है।
everything. He was he had everything, all the opulences.
अधिकांश हम जितनी कथा सुनते हैं,
Most of the time when we hear these
या
kathas,
कहानी सुनते हैं,
the
तो
stories
एक ही
we
बात
hear,
आती है।
the one thing
एक
comes.
बड़ा दरिद्र ब्राह्मण,
There was a Brahmin who was poor.
एक बड़ा गरीब
We
ब्राह्मण।
always start the story with
ब्राह्मण को
the,
सब समय गरीबी
we always talk like a Brahmin is poor. This is the first time this is the story in Padma Puran. This is the rich Brahmin. He is a rich Brahmin.
अधिकांश निर्धन ब्राह्मण
Because
के पास
mostly Brahmins are always poor.
तो बड़े धनी ब्राह्मण,
So he was a rich Brahmin.
सब कुछ है,
He had everything.
लेकिन अभाव है।
But there was one
किस वस्तु
need.
का अभाव?
What was that missing?
संतान नहीं,
He didn't have a child.
संतान नहीं है, अभाव है।
So he was always missing a child. Is it really something you miss?
भाई जिसको है उसको पता लगता है।
Those people who have children, those people know. You can say easily.
जिसको नहीं होती
Those who
संतान,
don't
उसको
have
तो
children, you ask them.
अभाव है।
They always feel that they should have a child.
धन का संतान का
if somebody has got less money or less
conception.
less child, this is actually not a real deficiency, it's actually the conception.
वृंदावन में ना,
In Vrindavan,
वृंदावन गए,
have you
वहाँ
gone to
बहुत
Vrindavan?
सारे, सुअर होते हैं।
There are a
सुअर
lot of
होते हैं,
pigs.
pigs ना, तो एक पेड़ के नीचे एक बाबा जी बैठे थे।
So under the tree there was a Babaji was chanting on the beads.
एक बहुत बड़ा व्यक्ति आया,
And a big
महाराज,
famous person came and he said, "Oh Maharaj, I'm very sad." He said, "Why I am so sad? Why are you so sad?" He said, "I've got everything, but I don't have a child.
मैं ऐसा कौन सा कार्य करूं
What should I do
मुझको संतान हो जाए?
that I can get a child?
मैंने सब कुछ करके देख लिया,
I have done
संतान नहीं।
everything, but I haven't got a child still."
बोलते बैठ जा, बैठ।
He said,
2 मिनट
"Okay,
बैठ।
sit down here for 2 minutes."
जो बैठा तो देखा
And when he sat, he saw
एक सुअरनी जा रही,
there was a female pig was going.
सुअरनी जब बच्चे देती है तो
And when a pig
एक दो
gives
देती है।
a child, like a birth babies, it doesn't like 1 or 2, they're about 8 to 10.
वो कितने सारे बच्चे हैं उसके
All
पीछे
these
मार
babies and the children of these piglets were walking behind the pig. And then the saintly person, he said, "See, this pig,
कौन से उपाय किए थे?
what kind of the special auspicious activities she did? What do you think she did? What kind of a fasting she did?
कि इसके 10 हो
That she has got 10 children and you don't even have one?
इसने ऐसा कौन सा व्रत किया?
What kind of a fast she observed?
तो बात समझ आई?
So do you understand?" And then he said, "No, do you understand?" And he said, "I understood."
बोलते क्या समझे?
What did you
बताओ?
understand? Tell.
बोलते अभाव मन का खेल है।
He said, this being
यदि
the
भगवान ने संतान
abhav
दी,
is like if you don't have something that missing, that is because of
तो
a
ये
mind
संतान नहीं,
conception.
इसलिए मेरा इसका मतलब मेरे भाग्य में है।
So if I don't have a child, I should understand that it's not in my destiny. So I shouldn't force it. I should be content in what we have.
चिंता उसकी होती है जो नहीं मिल रहा।
We should be worrying about
यही
something
बहुत बड़ी
which
problem
we
है
don't
human
get.
nature की,
This is a human nature
हम
problem.
लोगों की। क्या नेचर? क्या
What
problem
is the
है?
problem of the human
जो
nature?
है,
What we have,
ध्यान से समझना, उसको
understand
सोचना
very carefully and meditate on it,
नहीं।
think
जो
on
है
it.
हमारे पास,
What
जो
we
मिला
have,
है,
what we have obtained,
उसमें उसकी चिंता नहीं है।
we don't
जो
think
नहीं
about
है,
that, but we don't
उसकी
have
सब
what?
समय चिंता करते
We're always thinking about
हैं। और
that.
अंदर अंदर परेशान होते हैं।
And we are always worrying
वो नहीं है,
inside.
वो नहीं है, वो
We
नहीं
don't,
है।
I don't
अरे
have.
जो है,
At least
उसके लिए
what you
परेशान
have,
नहीं।
why are you not thinking about that?
तो संभाल लो।
At least look after what you have.
हमने तो संभाला हुआ है।
What do you mean by looking after? We have got money in the wealth, we have a house, we have a car, what else?
वो तो संभाला
We are looking
नहीं है।
after everything.
रखा है, लेकिन संभाला नहीं।
He said you have kept it, but you haven't looked after because you haven't utilized it.
समझना ध्यान से।
So understand very carefully.
सेल्फ सेंटर्ड है,
If you are self-centered,
उसका यूटिलाइजेशन कृष्ण सेंटर्ड नहीं है।
that means
इसलिए
you are
वो संभाला नहीं है।
that means you haven't actually looked after your wealth because it's not Krishna-centered. It's just sitting idly.
वो सारे possessions,
Because
वो
all
सारी
these
facilities
possessions,
is
all these
not
facilities,
centered to my भगवान। वो सेल्फ सेंटर्ड है।
they are self-centered possessions.
फिर हम एंड ऑफ द डे हम बोलते हैं भगवान तूने मेरे लिए कुछ
But then at the end of the day, we always complain, "Oh God, you didn't do anything for me."
आत्मदेव भी रो रहा है।
Like this Atmadev, the Brahmin was also crying. He had everything, but because he didn't have a child, he was complaining and
इसलिए एक
crying.
दिन बड़ा दुखी हुआ
And one day he was really sad,
और नदी में जाकर आत्महत्या कर रहे।
and he went to the river to suicide.
अब आत्महत्या सुसाइड के लिए भी संकल्प बहुत जरूरी है।
For doing a suicide also, determination and vow is very important.
दृढ़ संकल्प होना चाहिए।
You have to have firm determination.
एग्जाम्पल बताऊं?
Shall I tell you example? True story.
वृंदावन में
In Vrindavan,
एक व्यक्ति
a person,
समाज से परेशान होकर
he was troubled by the society. He came to the river Yamuna to suicide, to jump into it.
सुसाइड कौन करता है? जो
And who does suicide?
बहुत दुखी हो जाता है।
One who is really sad,
कोई हंसी खुशी
depressed,
तो सुसाइड करता है।
because somebody is happy. Such a happy person will never suicide. Oh, I'm so happy today, I'll suicide. It's not like that.
बहुत दुखी हो जाता है
A
जब
person
मतलब
when he's
और
really
कुछ
really
रास्ता नहीं बचता।
sad
So sad,
and then he
depressed।
then he thinks about suicide.
तो वो वृंदावन में आया,
So that person came in
जमुना जी में
Vrindavan
सुसाइड कर।
to suicide in the river Yamuna.
अब जमुना जी में घाट होता है ना,
And Yamuna, there are these ghats, like Ish Ghat, very famous.
सीढ़ी से नीचे उतरा,
So he went down the stairs,
आज प्राण
steps.
त्याग तुम।
I'm so sad and depressed. I'm going to leave my body. So at least I'm doing it at a good place in Yamuna ji.
तीसरी सीढ़ी उतरा,
And then he stepped down, first step, second step, third step. And when the water came to his throat, and then he saw a tortoise.
जब कछुआ देखा, मछली
When he
देखा,
saw the
तुरंत
tortoise, he ran away and came up back again on the top.
डर गया उससे।
He was scared of the turtle.
जमुना जी में कूदूंगा तो मेरे को खा जाएंगे।
Oh, if I die in Jamuna ji, these turtles will eat me.
आत्महत्या करने किस लिए गया फिर?
So why did you go to do the suicide?
जब तुम मरने जा रहे हो,
When you are going to die, what difference does it make whether you are eaten by a turtle or a snake?
उनका तो अच्छा है।
It is good for them. They'll have a feast.
इसका मतलब दौड़ कर आ गया, बोलते मैं
But then he couldn't keep his determination and came back thinking that a turtle is going to eat me.
तो सुसाइड का भी संकल्प दृढ़ नहीं है।
So his sankalp vow for suicide wasn't fixed. That's why he couldn't do it.
सुसाइड के लिए भी फिक्स संकल्प
Because you
चाहिए।
need a fixed determination to even suicide.
आत्मदेव ब्राह्मण सच में
And that Atmadev Brahmin really had gone to do the suicide.
बस बहुत हो गया,
Said, enough is enough.
मैं बहुत दुखी हूँ।
I'm very sad.
वहीं पर नदी में एक सन्यासी
And
स्नान
in
करने
the river there was a sannyasi was bathing.
तुरंत पकड़ कर
And he
उसको
saw him, oh,
बचाने के लिए
he's sinking,
उदम
he's
किए।
sinking. And he went into the water and got him out. Said, leave me, I want to die, I want to die. Why are you saving me? Why are you saving me? This is Atmadev Brahmin doing. And then the saintly person said, you are mad, are you crazy? Don't you know this is aparad, this is the offense? It is the offense straight away in the lotus feet of Lord. You have no right
कि तुम इस शरीर को त्याग दो।
that you can destroy this body or leave this body till the time
आत्मा इसको नहीं त्याग
till the time the soul doesn't leave it. You cannot forcibly leave this body because this is a offense and not a small, it's a big offense, has consequences.
आत्महत्या करते हैं।
And therefore those who offend this suicide, do you think they get happy? Think.
आत्महत्या इसलिए की गई कि दुखी हूँ।
So somebody does a suicide because he was sad. So are they happy after doing the suicide? No, they get more unhappiness. How? Because then they are roaming around becoming a ghost.
प्रेत बनता है।
They become pret.
खाने की इच्छा होती है।
They have a desire to eat something.
What is भूत?
What is actually a ghost? What is actually the ghost? They are just the subtle bodies.
हम जो एक दूसरे को देख रहे हैं,
We can see each other, we can see the gross body of each other,
अंदर एक और
but inside there is a subtle body.
तो हमने अपने शरीर को तो
But
मार दिया।
we killed our gross body with our own intention, desire. But nobody can kill the subtle body.
What is the composition of the subtle body? वो सूक्ष्म शरीर क्या है?
What is that subtle body? Made up of mind.
Intelligence and ego. फिर सुनो, क्या है?
Listen again.
Intelligence and ego. Mind का तो कोई रूप नहीं।
Mind doesn't have a form.
Intelligence का तो कोई
Intelligence can't be seen, no form. False ego also doesn't have a form. You can't see it with the gross eyes.
आप मेरा मन देख सकते हैं?
Can you see my mind?
मैं आपका मन नहीं देख सकता।
I cannot see your mind.
आप मेरी इंटेलिजेंस नहीं देख सकते।
You cannot see my intelligence. I can't see your intelligence because they are subtle.
ये सूक्ष्म है। हम शरीर देख सकते हैं।
We can see each other's body because that is gross.
लेकिन सूक्ष्म चीज नहीं दिखती।
But subtle thing is not visible. Therefore, because it's invisible.
लेकिन क्योंकि
But because
हमारी ये ग्रॉस बॉडी और सूक्ष्म शरीर
our
एक साथ
gross
रहे
body
हैं,
and
एक साल
subtle
तक,
body has lived for such a long time, they're attached to each other.
प्रैक्टिस है।
They have a practice. We eat every day.
भूत को भी खाने की इच्छा होती
So because we have a practice of eating, the ghost also wants to have a food, but he doesn't have a body, so he's
है।
frustrated.
सोना चाहता है।
He wants to
सोने के लिए
sleep,
बॉडी तो चाहिए।
but you need a body to sleep.
बिना बॉडी के तो सो भी नहीं
How
सकते।
can you sleep without a body?
बॉडी नहीं है।
He doesn't have a
ना
body.
खा सकता है, ना सो
Neither he
सकता है,
can
कुछ भी
eat,
नहीं
neither he
कर
can
सकता।
sleep. He cannot enjoy anything. So therefore he is
और
frustrated
दुख भोगता है।
and he suffers even more.
तो आत्महत्या करने चले इसलिए
So
कि सुख मिलेगा।
you go to suicide thinking that you will get the happiness or the sadness will go away, but your sorrows increase even more.
इसलिए सन्यासी ने
Therefore, that sannyasi, he told Atmadev Brahmin, don't suicide.
ये तो भगवान के चरणों में अपराध है।
This is an offense in the feet of the Lord.
कहने लगा नहीं,
And he said, no,
मेरी स्थिति अच्छी नहीं है,
my
समाज
situation
को
is not
दृष्टि
good.
से नहीं देखता।
The society doesn't look me with the good. When I bring fruits from the market, they get rotten because I cannot offer it to my pitras, my ancestors. My ancestors, they cry, they shed the blood from their eyes.
सब अमंगल ही
So
अमंगल है।
this all inauspiciousness is my house because I don't have a child. So let me
नहीं बेटा,
die.
मैं मरने नहीं दूंगा।
And he said, no son, I
फिर
will
आप
not
मुझको
let you
संतान
suicide.
देने का एक फल प्रदान
Then you definitely give me the boon of a child. You can give anything, isn't it? You pray to Lord for me that I get a child.
सन्यासी ने
And that sannyasi,
जो बहुत दूरदृष्टि थे,
he had a long, like a far vision.
भाग्य को देखा।
He saw his destiny and he said,
7 जन्मों
you
तक
don't
भी,
even have a child, not in this birth, but for 7 births.
7 जन्मों तक
You don't have a child in your destiny for 7 births.
तुमको संतान नहीं है।
You cannot have a child.
इसलिए जो मिला है उसी
So
में
be content in what you have.
टेंशन मत करो।
Don't be upset.
बोलता नहीं,
He said,
अगर
no.
आपने मेरे को संतान नहीं दी,
If you don't
मैं
give me a
अभी
child,
पूरी
I
तरह
will
मर
jump right now
जाऊंगा।
and die.
torture करो।
And torture.
बोलता, अच्छा ठीक है।
He said, all right, all right. The
उन्होंने
sannyasi
फल
said,
दिया।
he said, okay, take this fruit,
ये फल अपनी पत्नी को
go
खिलाओ।
and give it to your wife to eat.
उसको
Make,
संतान हो जाएगी।
she will get a child.
खुश है, प्रसन्न है।
Okay, happy with that now?
तो आपका बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद।
And he said, I'm very thankful to you. This is all what I wanted. I don't want anything else.
तुरंत दौड़ा आया।
And he came back running
अपनी पत्नी जो
and,
बड़ी सुंदर
and
थी,
to his beautiful wife.
जिसका नाम था,
His name was,
क्या नाम था? धुंधली।
her name was Dhundali. She was very beautiful, but her nature was very aggressive. Unless and until she'll fight with 2 people,
बीच में आकर उनको शांत न कर देता।
she had this habit of making quarrels with the people and then calming them. First she will instigate the fights and then she will come in the middle of them and then help them to settle. So this was her nature. She will instigate a fight and then calm them down.
धुंधली, पति ने आकर फल दिया।
And then this husband came and gave the fruit to this wife. You eat this fruit and you will be pregnant. This is what we want, isn't it?
पति के सामने
And Dhundali in front of her husband, oh yes, very nice, very nice. You go, I mean, now I'll be pregnant, I'll get a child. But as soon as the husband left, she was so sad and depressed and very disappointed.
इसकी सखियां आई,
His
सहेलियां
friends
आई,
came,
धुंधली
Dhundali's
को
friend
कहा,
came. Why are you so disappointed, sad? What to do? My husband,
आफत ले आए।
he has brought this problem for me.
आफत ले आए,
Problem for you?
फल लेकर आए,
He has got this fruit.
जिसको खाने से
By
मेरे को
eating
गर्व हो
that,
जाएगा,
I will be
संतान
pregnant. I'll have a child.
ये तो बहुत अच्छी
Everyone
बात
said this is such a good thing.
है। को गर्व
A woman
होता है।
should definitely get
ये
pregnant.
इसका गर्व है।
This is a proud matter for her.
संतान हो, ये तो भगवान की बहुत
This
बड़ी
is such
देन
a
है।
big
ये गिफ्ट है।
gift of Lord for a woman.
तो तुमको होगा तो अच्छी बात
This
है।
is a good thing then, isn't it? She said, no, no, no,
मैं
no.
नहीं चाहती,
I don't want.
मैं संतान नहीं चाहती।
I don't want a child.
क्यों?
Why?
धुंधली अपने आप ही सोचे जा रही है।
And Dhundali is thinking in his head, oh, this offspring, if this offspring dies in my womb, I will also die. And if there is a stampede in the village, I will die because I won't be able to run.
नियम कानून पालन
And so many rules and regulations have to be followed when pregnant. I can't do that.
उपाय
So Dhundali thought of a solution.
फल को
What did she do? She took that fruit
एक गाय को खिलाया
and she gave that fruit to a pet cow and to her sister who was pregnant and said to her sister, pregnant sister, and did this kind of a planning.
प्लानिंग
What was the planning?
कि देखो
Look,
तुमको जब
when you will get a child, you give your baby to me, and in return of that, I will give you lots of money.
ये बात हो गई।
So this was a deal.
गाय को फल खिला दिया।
She gave the fruit to the cow, and the cow became
और
pregnant.
जो धुंधली की बहन
And the Dhundali's sister,
जिसने बालक को जन्म
When
दिया,
she gave the birth to the child,
वो धुंधली को उसने अर्पित
she handed over the child or the baby to Dhundali. And return of that, Dhundali gave lots of money to her.
नाटक
Now Dhundali started doing this drama. Oh, my son, my child, my child, my child. And she started making announcements.
नामकरण करने के
And
लिए
then Atmadev Brahmin got these Brahmins to name the child. And then the Dhundali said, we are also Brahmins. Why should we get other Brahmins from outside? Our baby, I will name my baby on my name. My name is Dhundali and the child name will be Dhundakari. All right, accepted. They named the child as Dhundakari.
और गाय ने भी
And the cow also delivered
वे संतान को जन्म
a child.
दिया। और वो संतान
And that child
गाय की संतान
was the child of a cow,
मनुष्य जैसा
but
शरीर।
looked like body of a human being.
गाय की संतान तो बछड़ा होता है ना,
So the child of the cow is a calf, isn't
गाय की
it?
संतान
But here the child of the cow was a human like.
कान,
Only the ears were like a cow.
इसलिए ब्राह्मणों ने
And therefore the Brahmins named him Gokarna, ears of a cow.
ये गाय जैसे कान, इसका बड़ा महत्व है।
What is the significance of this ears of cows like ears? What are the ears of the cows are? Small or big? So what will you do when you have big ears? With big ears,
निरंतर
always hear the pastimes of the Lord. Which pastimes?
भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतं सेवया। नित्य प्रति
Every day, always,
कान के दोनों से
from the doors of your ears, like the little bowls of the ears, keep on drinking, and what will happen? All inauspiciousness,
टॉक्सिन्स हैं।
all our toxins in ourselves.
कौन से?
Which toxins are there? Not the body toxins.
जन्मों
From the previous lifetimes, all these bad sanskars, they are toxins.
पिछले पिछले एक जन्म
Previous lifetimes, not just one lifetimes.
कितने जन्म हैं?
Gayatri, how many births you had?
हाँ? कितने बोले?
How many births do you think you had in the
कोई
past?
लिमिट नहीं है।
There's no limit, unlimited births.
हमारे आपके कितने जन्म हुए?
How many births we had? There's no count. There's no counts of that.
अनगिनत।
There are unlimited births we had
और
taken.
उन जन्मों में
And in these lifetimes,
बनता है
we make these, the good sanskaras and the bad sanskaras.
ये है अभद्र।
These are the abhadras.
एक भजन हम सुनते हैं।
We hear this bhajan.
कृष्ण नाम तू भजले मनवा, फिर पाछे पछताएगा, जो न तूने भजन किया तो फिर पाछे पछताएगा। क्या लेकर तू आया जगत में, क्या लेकर तू जाएगा, मुट्ठी बांधे आया जगत में, हाथ पसारे जाएगा। मतलब क्या हुआ?
What is the meaning of this song? Oh brother, what did you bring to this world? And what are you going to take from this world? What is there? What happens when somebody is born? When we go empty-handed.
क्या कोई संसार में कुछ लेकर आया?
Did someone come to this world bringing something or take something from here?
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
हम लेकर आए हैं।
We have come to, we came here and with something and we will go with something. But what is that?
हमारे पिछले पिछले
We came with our
जन्मों के संस्कार
unlimited past lifetimes sanskars or the impressions. And when we will go,
संस्कारों को साथ ले।
we will take all these impressions with us. So we will not go empty-handed. We will came with our previous lifetime impressions and we will go with our lifetime impressions.
से नष्ट परायशो भद्रेशो नित्यं भागवतं सेवया। जितने ये कुसंस्कार
So all
हैं,
these bad impressions or
जो किसी भी
these
medicine
habits
से clear नहीं होने
which are not going to be cleared by any medicine.
वाले। Epsom salt खा लो तब भी clear नहीं
Even
होगा।
if you have Epsom salts, they are not going to be cleared.
और कितना भी डिटॉक्स कर लो नहीं
Whatever
होगा।
you detox, these impressions, the bad ones, are not going to go away. There's only one solution
नित्यं
for it.
भागवतं सेवया। भागवत जी की कथा भागवतों के मुख से
by listening the Bhagavat from the mouth of the Bhagavats like Shukdev Goswami.
स्वादु स्वादु पदे पदे
And what will
हर
happen?
एक
Every foot,
पूर्ण स्वाद
every
की जो
step,
प्राप्ति,
you will
जिसने
get
इस स्वाद को
complete
चख लिया,
taste.
आहा,
One who tastes this
ऐसा addiction हो
will
जाएगा,
get such an
रहने
addiction that you will not be able to stay without it.
वाला। ऐसा addiction है भागवत
Such
जी
an
का।
addiction in the Katha of Bhagavad Ji. Your heart will ask for more and more, like there's no end of it.
ये वाला जो कुसंस्कार है,
So this kusanskar will only, the bad impressions can only be destroyed by hearing the
अब इसमें
Bhagavad
ऐसी
Katha.
ऐसी कथा सुनेंगे 7 दिन
In
तक,
for 7 days, we will hear such pastimes or kathas.
अच्छी अच्छी भी लगेगी,
Sometimes they may feel, we may find them very nice, and sometimes our heart may not like them. What means? What I'm trying to say?
पश्चाताप की भावना आएगी,
Sometimes we will get this feeling of remorse,
रिपेंटेंस होता है,
repentance.
पश्चाताप होता है, और जो पश्चाताप होता है
When there is
वो ताप
repentance,
होता है,
that
पश्चाताप,
is a heat.
ताप मतलब
What is,
और वो जो ताप होता है,
and that
वो
heat,
जो हीट होता है, वो कुछ संस्कारों को जला के
it
भस्म
burns all these bad impressions, the kusanskars. And secondly,
जो हमारा हृदय,
in our heart,
जो हार्ट, उसको भी पिघाल
is melts it.
ये ताप होना
That
बहुत
heat is very important.
और वो कौन पैदा करता है,
And
उत्पन्न
what
करता है,
creates that
नित्यम भागवतम से।
is regular serving of the Bhagavatam.
गोकर्ण जी
This
लंबे लंबे
Gokarnji
काल
with long ears,
भगवान के परम भक्त और संत बन गए,
he became
क्योंकि ये सन्यासी ने
the
मर
very
लिया
big
था,
Bhagwan,
भले
the
प्रसाद
devotee of the
एक
Lord.
गाय ने किया,
Although it was
जन्म एक
delivered
गाय ने
by a
किया,
cow, but this benediction was
तो
given
सन्यासी।
by a sannyasi, a sadhu, a saint.
गोकर्ण तो महाज्ञानी
Gokarn became very Mahagyani, knowledgeable, but Dhundkari became the most,
बदमाश,
he was Badmash, he was
रोज ही
the,
चोरी करता है,
he,
लोगों को मारता
he will
है,
steal every day, he will kill
और
people,
उनका पैसा हरण करता है,
and then steal people's money. He was mistreating the women. Everything bad he would do, Dhundkari.
पिता की तो चारों तरफ बदनामी ही बदनामी।
Everywhere the father was blasphemed because of his son. And today Atmadev was he was cursing his child. Everywhere everybody is blaming me and for my son. I better had no son, that would have been better.
हर संतान चाहिए,
And now
संतान
he
चाहिए,
remembered
संतान
her
चाहिए।
repentance, how he
सन्यासी
had been
बोलते हैं,
crying.
तुम्हारे 7 जन्मों तक
Even though the sannyasi told me, I don't have a child for 7 lifetimes, don't ask for it, stay quiet, calm. But he was like, no, I need it, because the other people have it.
परेशानी ये नहीं है
The problem is not that
कि मेरे पास
that
BMW
I don't have a BMW.
परेशानी ये कि
The problem is that my neighbor has it.
ये सबसे ज्यादा परेशानी है ना? अगर पूरे एरिया में,
If in all of the area, in Runcorn area,
BMW ना हो,
if nobody has a BMW, it's very matter of happiness.
और एक के पास
But if one has it and we don't, that is actually a matter of problem.
ये ह्यूमन नेचर,
This is how the human nature is.
समझना इस बात को।
Understand that.
हम हर रोज इन सब सिचुएशन से निकलते हैं।
Every day we face these situations.
भागवत जी हमको
And
human
Bhagavad
nature
Ji
भी सिखा रही है।
is not teaching us a human nature.
श्रीमद् भागवत,
Srimad
और वो भी
Bhagavat.
कोई समझाने वाला, अच्छे से समझाने
And
वाला
if we
हो,
get someone to teach Srimad Bhagavat, then our conceptions can be elevated.
ह्यूमन नेचर से ऊपर उठाती
It can
है।
take us
ये
above
human nature
the
है।
human nature. The human
जो
nature
है,
is
उसकी
to
परेशानी नहीं,
not
जो
being
नहीं है,
content
उसकी
with what
परेशानी
we have, but to be greedy for what we
है।
don't
और मेरे
have.
पास नहीं है, ये ज्यादा परेशानी है,
And
उसके
it's
पास क्यों है?
why someone else has it. This makes us more worried and concerned. That is human
आज
nature.
आत्मदेव रो रहे हैं।
But today Atmadev is crying.
मैं पहले ज्यादा अच्छा था, मेरे
I was better off before when I didn't have a child. At least nobody was cursing me. But when I go out, everybody is cursing me, swearing me.
किसी संतान
What kind of a child have you been? He's the most crooked.
क्या करे?
What can be done?
आत्मदेव रोते रोते
And crying, Atmadev went to Gokarn and said,
ऐसी स्थिति में मुझको
in such situation, what should I do? Gokan said, "Oh son, why are you sitting in this home, making all these disturbances? You should detach yourself from the attachment of your son. Previously you were crying because you didn't have a son, and now you are crying because you have son. Will you be all the time engaged in this kind of matter? You should do the bhajan of Bhagwan." And the situation become more tense, when the situation is so vulnerable, then the advice of the sadhu is very useful. When we are very much disturbed, upset, this is a very good opportunity. Everything is an opportunity in life. When a person is very depressed and disappointed and lost all the hope, at that time, these wordings of a sadhu is like an ointment. Just one lecture of even 1 minute can change the life of that person, transform it. This is one such situation. This is one such opportunity. Atmadev was so upset and so hurt, and then Gokarna said, "Oh, leave everything, father. You're so old now. Why are you still disturbed? Just leave everything. Do you think you're going to live for another 1500 years? You're already 60 years. How much more will you live? Honestly, does anybody reach 100? That ages are gone when people used to live up to 100, 101, 102. Maximum 90 is the age. 85, 90 is the maximum nowadays. How much are we? We are in 60s and 70s. How many more years left? 10, 15. Just use your life peacefully. Spend your life peacefully. Why are you still disturbed so much?
Prepare for your next life.
We give teachings to the children. Study well, make a career. But think about your own career. Very honestly think. Keeping your hand on your heart. When you go home, think about it. What? Whether I will get another life body or not. This is my last birth or not. We will get another birth. Where will it be? I don't know where it's going to be. Whether I'll be born in my own area or not. In my own family, in my own culture, we don't know. But definitely there will be a birth. One who dies will take birth, and one who takes birth dies. Nobody can postpone that. Or this is a absolute truth. One who has taken birth will definitely die. Only difference is only that from which house I will go, they will be crying. But the other place where I will be born, they will be distributing sweets. That is what happens. The house where I will leave, they will be sad. Where I will be born, they will be enjoying, they will be celebrating, there will be a feasting, there will be celebration. And when I will leave that again, there will be again sorrow. So I'm just entangled in that. Just end this cycle. This cycle has been going on like a fan revolving fast. You want to stop the ceiling fan going. You can't stop with your hand, just switch it off. Turn the switch off. And when you turn it off, it's not going to stop immediately. Slowly and slowly and slowly, it will stop revolving. Similarly, by listening the pastimes of Bhagavad Ji, we are turning it off the cycle of death and birth. But slowly and slowly, it's going to stop. Therefore,
और बची है
how much more life is
15-20
left?
साल
Maybe 15-20 years.
डेडिकेट द रेस्ट ऑफ योर लाइफ टू भगवान यदि हम चाहते हैं हमारा
If we want our next birth,
अगला जन्म वो करियर जो बन रहा है
that is like our career which we in process, we want it to be good,
अभी भी समय है
so there is still time.
जितना हो सके
How much is
जितना
possible?
हो सके
Whatever is
उससे
possible,
ज़्यादा।
more than that.
मैं नहीं कह रहा जितना हो सके उतना
I'm not
करो।
saying do as much as possible.
जितना
I'm
हो
saying
सके
more
उससे
than what
ज़्यादा
is possible.
भगवान का नाम करो
Take the name of the Lord.
भगवान की भक्ति करो
Do the bhakti of the Lord
अगले आने वाला जन्म में
in the upcoming birth, so that we don't have any problems. We don't have any problems. We don't have any sorrows.
घर में समृद्धवान परिवार
We
में,
will take birth
वैष्णव परिवार में
in the Vaishnava family, prosperous family, and right from the childhood they will do bhakti. See these children here, all these children parents are Vaishnavas. They have taken birth in the Vaishnava family. What a great fortune.
जन्म की क्यों
They got a birth in the Vaishnava family because this is my god sister. She's a Vaishnavi.
बच्चे देखो
See the children,
तिलक धारण किए हुए
the children are having tilaks because the father is also a devotee.
कितने यहाँ पर परिवार
There are so many families like that.
स्कूल जाते हैं
They go to school. What's wrong with that? They get educated. Everything is like that.
बस भगवान को अपने जीवन में
But only
बीच में रखता
keep Krishna or Bhagwan is in the center. That's the only difference.
इसलिए इनको कहा जाता है
Therefore, these are called grastha.
गृहस्थ बोलते हैं ना
What they say grastha?
तो सभी गृहस्थ नहीं है
Not everybody is a grastha or a householder.
एक दूसरा शब्द
There
इसको
is
बोलते हैं
another
गृह
word
मेधी।
which is called graha medhi.
सभी गृहस्थ नहीं होते
Not everybody in the family is grastha.
पति पत्नी बच्चे रहते हैं गृहस्थ हैं
Husband, wife, children living together is grastha? No, we are grasthas. No, it's not like that.
जिनके घर का जो
Those
center
families where the center is Krishna and their activities are centered on Bhagavan.
की पूजा होती है
The Bhagavan is worshipped. There is offered food. Their names of Lord are taken. The sadhus come. The saintly people come. They served and the katha is spoken. This is grastha. But where
ये सब नहीं होता
these things are not happening,
और सेंटर
and the center is only me and my family's enjoyment.
इतना ही है
Only this much. They are not grastha. They are in the category of graha medhi and is compared to. But I'm not saying this. I don't have a right to say.
माय अथॉरिटीज भागवतम
My authority is Bhagavatam. Whatever I'm saying
तो मैं पागल हूँ
from outside, but if I say anything here while I'm sitting here on Bhagavad Ji, because I am saying in front of the authority. Authority is Bhagavad Ji.
भागवतम कहती है
And Bhagavatam say,
अंधकूपम मतलब
what is a Andhakupam means like a blind well.
उसको में पानी भी नहीं
There is not even water in this well. It's a blind well.
वो गृह वेदी के लिए कहा है
This is compared to the Graha Medhi, not Grahastha. Grahastha ashram is actually very worshipable, where husband and wife
सभी घर के लोग
and all the members of the family, they are following their responsibilities and duty with Krishna or God is in the
जो
center,
कुछ भी बनाया जाता है
where whatever is cooked is first offered to Lord and then all the people in the house accept as prasad.
क्या फर्क पड़ता है
What difference does it make? You made something. For 10 minutes, you just offered it to Bhagwan with the tulsi leaf on it.
फर्क पड़ेगा
Does it make any difference? No.
बहुत फर्क पड़ेगा
But it makes a lot of difference.
जो प्रसाद हो जाएगा
That food will be transformed into prasad.
सुबह शाम अगर मंदिर में
Morning and evening,
आरती की जाएगी
if you will do aarti in your heart, what difference will it make?
कोई नुकसान हो जाएगा
Will you have any loss? Any time gets wasted?
वैसे तो फेसबुक पर कितना टाइम वेस्ट होता है
How much time gets wasted on the Facebook anyways?
अभी इंडिया में किसी एक जगह पर कुछ
In India, there was a problem going
5
on.
दिन के लिए उन्होंने इंटरनेट ऑफ कर दिया
For 5 days, they turned the internet off.
तो आज ही ऑन हुआ
Today only it got on,
बात हुई
and I spoke to them, and they were saying, what a relief, the internet is back.
5 दिन तक ऐसा लग रहा
For
था
5 days, it felt the whole world has been zero. There's no life, lifeless world.
लाइफ आई वहाँ
Today the life has come back
इंटरनेट आया
with internet.
पूरे ब्लैंक हो गए हैं
We were all blanked out because of no internet. And Maharaji said, very good. Every day, government should only give 2 hours internet. You can do whatever you want to do in 2 hours and then live peacefully. Otherwise, we are always anxious. These are the byproducts. Anyhow, therefore, when you wake up, that's the morning. There are 2 types of sleep. First sleep is very deep sleep. The one who is sleeping in the deep sleep, it is very easy to wake him up. Isn't it? Someone is in deep sleep, sound sleep. So if we wake him up, Krishna Prabhu, wake up, he will just immediately wake up, shrug him and wake him up. Oh, it's morning. But the one who is just acting or pretending to sleep, it's very difficult to wake him up. These children, when they wake up or when they grow up, when they don't want to go to school, they knowingly, when the mom is waking up, time to go to school, they just pretend they are sleeping and a drama. How much ever you wake them up, because they are just pretending, they don't want to wake up, they won't wake up. But one who is sleeping in deep is very easy to wake him up. That's the only difference. It's easy to wake him up who is sleeping in the deep sleep. But we people are just pretending of sleep. We are not sleeping actually. We all know, but we are still pretending to sleep. Therefore, it's very difficult to wake us up. We have heard all these things. We are not hearing for the first time. But we just need a click. One click. And that time we get love for Bhagavad Ji. Just when we get love for Bhagavad Ji, that aha moment. We just feel like hearing it all the time, all the times. And therefore Gokund said, oh father, why are you sitting at home? You should do bhajan. And that same time Atmadev left the home and went to the forest. Oh, how much more can I live here? And he left. It doesn't mean that when he went to forest, or that he went to a forest in like in Australia here, then you'll be very fortunate if you get saved. If you go in the forest, means not in like a forest with the animals. You go to forest like a Vrindavan, or otherwise you can make your own home into Vrindavan. Example, in Vrindavan there is Yamuna ji flowing. In the month of Shravan, when there is rain, it was flooded.
ऐसे रोज चलकर 5 मिनट 10 मिनट घर से चलकर जमुना जी में छलांग लगाकर डूबकर नहीं मतलब डिप लगाकर स्नान किया जाता है.
So like that in Yamuna ji people take bath by dipping in the river, but when the Yamuna is flooded, Yamuna reaches your home, then you don't have to go to the river. You can have a bath just inside your home in the water flooded. So just recently in the floods, the water reached the homes. People were very happy. Every day we had to go 15 minutes walk to get the bath in the Yamuna. But here the Yamuna is at the home. So here in either you go to Vrindavan or you make your own home into Vrindavan. It's not hard. It's very easy. So Atmadev Brahman went to one forest. And then what did the Dhundakari do behind him? He got even more good opportunity. He killed down his mother. And he was asked her, where has my father kept the wealth? And he was ready to kill his own mother for wealth. Where is my father has hidden the wealth? And this poor woman also was cursing. Oh, what kind of a son, my God. And this is my own wrongdoing. I purchased him from my sister, isn't it? And Dhundali was so much upset. Maharaj is saying child is disturbed. Now Dhundali was so upset and she said she suicided herself in the well and she died. And now Dhundakari, he had no fear of anyone and he had no shame.
अपने घर में ही
In his own home,
वैश्यों को ले आया।
he brought the prostitutes.
उनको तो पैसा प्यारा है, उनको तो प्रेम से
Prostitutes love money. They don't need any one person.
जब धुंधकारी आकर उनको पैसा देता
Whenever Dhundakari was giving them these females money, they were happy. And when the money finished, and now Dhundakari was doing the stealing in people's houses and doing big dacoities. And now these prostitutes, they had a meeting among themselves. And one day he will be caught. Dhundakari will be caught. And when he'll be caught by the police, they will definitely catch us because we are living together. They are not going to leave us. So why should we get caught? We should do one thing. We should kill him and take all the wealth and run away from here. And then one day Dhundakari came and he was sleeping in his courtyard, and the 4 prostitutes came and they strangled in his throat and killed him. And his life was like he was struggling but couldn't die. And then they took burning like embers and put them into his mouth so that he can die. And then he died and they buried him into the ground and then took all the wealth and ran away. And this is how Dhundakari was killed. And after he died, he became a ghost. Bhoot. Gokarn had already left the home by that time because he knew that at your home till the time there is bhajan, there is bhakti, that the time it is Vrindavan. When the house itself is become like a liquor place or become a slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse is not what it means where the animals are killed, but in your own home, when the animals are killed and cooked, then the house is also a slaughterhouse. Or you can say that house is a cremation ground. Cremation place is where the dead bodies are burnt. So if somebody's animal's body is cooked and in the home, that is also is as a cremation place. And that is such a place where all these intoxication that house is not a house where there is intoxication. It is not a house anymore. The house is not just made with the brick and the wood. It is made with love, with your behavior and bhakti, devotion. A house is made. Where there is a house where there are fights and quarrels, and in the same house there is a cremation ground. It's like you tell everyone, oh, this is my house, this is my bedroom, this is my living room, and this is my cremation room. So there's no need to go outside for cremation.
What do you mean?
So somebody might ask, what do you mean? You have a cremation room in your house? Why? Because I kill dead bodies here. I burn dead bodies here. And we spice them and then eat them. Then that house is not a house. And therefore Gokarnaji had already left that place and left. Why? Because if you support the crime, then you are also a criminal. Like a terrorist has killed 5 people. And now the police is behind him, this terrorist. The helicopters chasing him, and then he comes to your home. And he says, oh, you are my friend, please hide me just for 3-4 days and I'll go away. Can you help me? And you say, okay, you can hide. I won't tell anyone. And then police came to search. And he searched the whole area. And then they came to your home and they caught the terrorist. Now the terrorist was caught, but will you be saved? You didn't do anything. You didn't do the crime. Why won't they leave you then? What did you do?
क्राइम को सपोर्ट,
You supported the crime.
तो क्राइम को सपोर्ट करने वाला भी पुलिस में
So the
जेल
one
में
who
होगा।
support the crime will also be in the jail.
तो अगर
So therefore,
हम नहीं करते लेकिन
if
हम
we
support
don't do,
करते हैं,
when we support,
तो हम भी फिर criminal।
then we are also criminal.
गोकर्ण जी घर छोड़कर
So therefore, Gokarn left the
पहले
home.
सिखों के घर का चौका खराब हो चुका
He decided now the kitchen of this house is
और
spoiled.
तीर्थों में गए,
And then he went to the pilgrim places. And in those pilgrim places, he got the news then Dhundkari has been killed.
अब एज अ ब्रदर,
As a brother,
एक भाई, एक रिलेटिव,
as a relative,
अपने रिलेटिव के लिए क्या नहीं करता, सब कुछ करता है।
what does he not do for his
गोकर्ण
relative?
जी ने धुंधकारी के लिए सबसे
गोकर्ण जी
बेस्ट जो है वो किया।
He did the best for his brother Dhundkari because he was very knowledgeable. He had all the knowledge.
क्या किया?
What did he do the best? He went to Gaya
जी
ji
में जाकर
and
अपने भाई गोकर्ण धुंधकारी के लिए
and for him
गया
he
श्राद्ध,
did the Shraddh ceremony in Gaya.
गया श्राद्ध क्या होता है?
What is Gaya Shraddh?
हर साल श्राद्ध करते हैं।
We do Shraddh ceremony every year. Why is it done? Is it done for our ancestrals?
पितृलोक
Why?
एक लोक है,
There is a
planet
planet system where is Pitralok, where our ancestors live.
पितृलोक का एक दिन
One day of Pitralok and our earth 1 year is equal.
ये सारे प्लैनेट्स में एक जैसा
It's
time
not,
frame नहीं
time is not equal in all the planetary
पृथ्वी का
systems.
एक साल, एक
Earth
वर्ष,
1 year
और पितृलोक का
and
एक दिन
Pitralok's
बराबर।
1 day is same.
इसलिए हर वर्ष
Therefore every year
श्राद्ध किया जाता है और हर
Shraddh
एक
is
दिन
done
पितरों
and
को
therefore
भोजन मिलता है।
every day the Pitras get the food.
इसलिए हर वर्ष श्राद्ध किया जाता है।
Therefore
पितरों को
every
हर एक दिन
year
भोजन
Shraddh
मिलता
is
है।
done so
श्राद्ध
that they
का
get
भी
every
तरीका
day.
होता है।
There is a method to do the Shraddh.
पकवान बनाकर
You make
भगवान
the
को
nice
भोग
food
लगाकर
and you offer it to the
उस
Lord,
प्रसाद से
and with that prasad,
श्राद्ध करना चाहिए।
Shraddh should be done.
उस प्रसाद से
And with that
ब्राह्मणों
prasad,
को बुलाकर,
they are given to the Brahmins and the devotees, and this is how the Shraddh is done.
लेकिन ऐसे नहीं।
But this is not, it is
तो
done.
लाभ होगा पितरों को,
Then only the Pitras or the ancestors will get the benefit, otherwise not.
तो ये एक तरीका है, उसके भी और भी डिटेल्स हैं।
So there are many details of this process.
थोड़ा सा
He forgot to give the same.
तो गया श्राद्ध,
So Gaya Shraddh.
उसके बारे में बता।
I was telling you about Gaya
गया
Shraddh.
भारत में गया
In India there is a place
वहाँ
Gaya
पर
ji.
जाकर जब श्राद्ध
When the
किया जाता
Shraddh is done, when we go there,
है,
it's
तो फिर
called.
श्राद्ध ना भी किया
And
जाए,
then even after
तो दोष
that
नहीं
means once you do that, even if you don't do the Shraddhas, then there is no
गया
fault.
जी में भगवान
Why?
के
Because
पाद
in Gaya
चरण पीठ है।
there is a Charan Peeth of
वहाँ पर
Bhagavan.
पितरों के कारण
There-
हेतु यदि श्राद्ध किया जाता है,
When the Shraddh is done there for the
पितरों को
ancestors,
भगवान के चरणों में अर्पण किया।
then it is offered to the lotus feet of the Lord. So those people are they are just trapped in the pitras. So therefore we do it every year so that they can get food every day.
लेकिन गया जी
But
में
in Gaya ji
भगवान के चरण पीठ है।
there is Charan
भगवान
Peeth of the
गदाधर,
Lord,
उनके चरण पीठ।
Bhagwan
वहाँ पर
Gadadhar's
श्राद्ध
feet.
करने से,
When you do the Shraddh there,
फिर
then
पिंडदान करने से, श्राद्ध करने से, फिर
when you do the
अगर
Pindadan,
श्राद्ध
then
ना किया जाए
even
तो
if you
दोष
don't do the
नहीं
Shraddh
लगता।
every
नहीं
day,
हुआ तो कोई
if you do it well and good, if you don't do it, no fault.
गोकर्ण जी ने
So
गया जी
Gokarna
में
ji
जाकर
went to Gaya ji
धुंधकारी के लिए श्राद्ध किया।
and he did the Shraddh ceremony for his brother Dhundkari.
तुरंत लौटकर अपने
And when he came, immediately
स्थान पर आए,
came back to his
अपने
place,
आसन पर सोने लगे,
and then he was sleeping in his home.
तो एक प्रेत आकर इनको
And then a ghost came and started scares,
कभी हाथी का
frightening
रूप,
him.
कभी भैंसे
He
का
would take
रूप,
the
कभी
form of an
बड़ा बड़ा
elephant,
रूप।
of a buffalo, and take different
गोकर्ण जी
forms.
समझ के कोई
And
ऐसा
Gokarn
प्रेत
understood
जिसको
that
प्रेत
there is a
योनि प्राप्त
person
नहीं
who
है,
has got the
और उसको
subtle
डराने
body
का
of the
प्रयास
yoni of this body of a pret,
हाथ में जल लेकर
and he's trying to scare me.
मंत्र पढ़ने लगे।
So he took some water in his hand and started doing the mantra chanting.
नहीं भाई नहीं,
And then the ghost said, "No, brother, no.
मैं आपका भाई हूँ,
I'm your brother, Dhundkari."
अरे धुंधकारी,
Oh Dhundhakari,
तुम्हारे लिए मैंने गया जी में श्राद्ध
I
कर
did
दिया।
Shraddh for you in
तुम्हारा
Gaya ji.
उद्धार हुआ नहीं?
Have you not been liberated
इससे
yet?
बढ़कर तो कुछ होता
There is
नहीं है।
nothing more than
जो
that.
व्यक्ति चल बसा,
The person who
उसके लिए
died,
सबसे अच्छा यदि कुछ
the
किया
best
जाए,
thing someone can do
तो
for
गया
that
जी में
person
जाकर
is the
श्राद्ध
Shraddh
और
in
गंगा
Gaya
जी में
ji.
जाकर उसकी अस्थि का प्रवाह
And also
किया जाता है।
the immersing the
धुंधकारी
bones
ने
or the
कहा, मैंने अपने
asthi
जीवन में
ashes
इतना
in
पाप
the
किया
river
है, इतना
Ganges.
पाप किया है।
But then
एक गया
Dhundhakari
श्राद्ध
said,
या 100
I've
गया
done
श्राद्ध
so
करेंगे।
much sins in my life that
मैं
even if you do
उद्धार
not
होगा।
one but hundreds of Gaya Shraddhs, I will still not be liberated.
मैं बहुत रो रहा हूँ,
I'm
मैं
crying
बहुत
so
तड़प रहा
bitterly.
हूँ।
I'm
मेरे
suffering.
लिए कुछ करो।
Please do
मेरे
something
को
for
इस
me.
प्रेत योनि से आप उद्धार करो।
Please take me out of this body of this ghost.
गोकर्ण जी चिंता में पड़ गए।
Now
गया
Gokarna
श्राद्ध
was
से बढ़कर
worried.
और क्या
What
हो
can
सकता
I do more than the Gaya Shraddha I have already
है?
done?
इधर उधर नहीं, सीधा सूर्य देव से पूछा।
And then he not asked here
सूर्य
and
देव
there,
सारे
he
जगत
asked
को
Sun God, because Sun
प्रकाशित
God,
करते हैं।
he lightens the whole
और
world.
ज्ञान
He is full of knowledge.
प्रकाशित करते हैं। सूर्य देव ने कहा, गोकर्ण,
And the God, Sun God said,
आप
Oh Gokarna,
7 दिन व्यापी श्रीमद्
you
भागवत
should do
कथा
these
करो।
7-day organization of this 7 day of Bhagavat. And that is when Dhundhakari he did,
सारे गाँव वालों को
said to
बुला
him.
दिया, बोल देता,
And then
कल से
Gokarna
यहाँ पर
called
भागवत
all
जी
the
होगी।
villagers and said, from
सब लोग
tomorrow there is going to be the
सब
Bhagavat ji from 7 days. So all of you come. And now Dhundhakari is
मेरे लिए
thinking,
भागवत की जा रही है, तो मैं भी तो सुनूं।
then Bhagavat ji is done for me, but I should also hear. But I don't have a body. How will I hear?
एक सात गांठ की
So then,
एक बांस,
therefore, a bamboo of 7 of these nodes. Then he entered into this bamboo with 7 nodes, and then he staying there. He was listening to the katha. Surprisingly, what happened?
एक दिन की कथा समापन हुई।
When first day of the katha finished, one node broke,
2 दिन की
burst.
कथा समाप्त हुई।
Second day,
दूसरी
second
गांठ
node
टूटी।
burst.
ऐसे करते करते
Like this,
7 दिन की
for
कथा
7
समाप्त
days.
हुई।
When the 7 days the katha
बांस की 7
finished,
गांठ टूटी।
all these 7 nodes burst.
इसमें कौन से आश्चर्य की बात है?
And more
या तो
surprisingly,
भागवत जी सुनकर जन्म जन्म की हृदय की ग्रंथि टूट जाए।
when we hear
बांस की
Bhagavad
ग्रंथि
Ji,
कौन सी बड़ी बात है?
the lifetimes and lifetimes of these
जन्म
knots
जन्म की ग्रंथियां टूट जाए।
can break. What's the big deal
और
about the
7 दिन
7
के
knots
पश्चात सबने
or the nodes of the
आश्चर्य
bamboo? But after 7 days, people saw the most surprising thing. What was that?
बहुत तेज
Very fast. A plane came down.
उस वाहन में
In that
सुनर
plane,
आदि भगवान के जो पार्षद
all the
उनके सेवकों
parshas,
का नाम
the
सुनर था।
associates of the Lord,
ये
Sunak,
पार्षद
Sanandan,
बैठा
all they came in this plane,
और धुंधकारी को अपने वाहन पे बिठा कर
and they made Dhundhakari sit on his plane and started going for Vaikuntha.
गोकर्ण जी ने प्रणाम
And
किया।
Gokarna ji offered obeisances. He said, "Stop, please stop.
ऐसे कैसे ले जा रहे
How can you take him like
हैं?
this?
बात तो करूं।
Please have a talk
मैं
with
आपसे
me
एक ही
first."
बात पूछना चाहता
I
हूं।
just want to ask this.
भागवत तो यहाँ पर सबने सुनी।
Everybody heard Bhagavat here.
आप एक ही वाहन
Why
क्यों
you
लाए?
have got only one plane?
आप सबके लिए वाहन क्यों नहीं
Why
लाए?
didn't you bring a plane for everyone?
भगवान के सेवकों ने उत्तर दिया।
And then the servants of the Lord
भागवत सबने
answered.
सुनी,
Everyone heard
लेकिन
Bhagavat,
संकल्प लेके नहीं
but
चले।
they didn't hear by taking a
समय
vow.
होगा तो आ जाएंगे।
They thought, oh, we will have time, we will
नहीं,
come.
वो तो नहीं आएंगे।
But if we don't have time, we won't come.
संकल्प लेके भागवत
So
नहीं
when you
सुनी।
hear the
पहला
Bhagavat by taking the vow, that is the first point. Second point,
सबने सुनी
everybody heard
एक फॉर्मेलिटी के लिए।
as a formality.
अरे
Why?
इन्होंने बुलाया है।
Oh, they have called us. We live in society. So it is very important to please everyone. Tomorrow what will we tell them? They might ask us, why didn't you come?
तो तुमने बुलाया, हम आएंगे, हम बुलाएंगे, तुम
So when we will call you, you will come like that. So we have to do this kind of formality.
कथा सुनने नहीं आए।
So that means you
समाज
didn't
के
come
साथ उठना बैठना इसलिए।
to the listen the katha, but the objective of the katha was not to listen the katha, but to please the organizers. So this is another fault,
किसी ने कथा को मनन नहीं।
because nobody.
सबसे important बात।
Second point important is that they all listened, but they didn't meditated on it. How did they hear?
परसों क्या खाया था भूल गए।
So just like we forget what did we eat yesterday or day before yesterday.
कथा सुनी थी, अब कल
So we
सुनता।
like we hear katha, we forget what we heard. Next day morning we might forget.
There was some Mr. Dhundkari.
And then you will think, oh, there was a story about Dhundkari and Mrs. Dhundali. What was that? We might think like that tomorrow morning.
कान से सुनकर
So by hearing from
धुंधकारी,
ears,
क्योंकि उसको अपनी जान पर आफत आई
but for
हुई थी,
Dhundkari, he had a problem
उसको
on his
मुसीबत
life.
थी, और
He
वो
was
सच
in a
में
need,
चाहता था,
and because he wanted to get rid of his problem, and therefore every minute
बड़े ध्यान से
he
उसका
was
काम
hearing
सुना।
it very, very carefully.
और ये भी सोच रहा था कि
And he
मेरे
was
पास
also
शरीर नहीं
thinking,
है,
I don't have
जो भी
this
कह रहे
body,
हैं,
and all these things which they are saying, I can't follow
हम
them.
भी सोच सकते हैं कि मैं अभी कर
We
नहीं
can
पा
also
रहा
think
हूँ, पा रही हूँ,
that I'm not able to follow this, but
मैं करना जरूर
but I really want to do it.
भगवान शक्ति दीजिए।
Oh God, please give me the strength to
कभी
do
ये
it.
कह दिया जाए,
Even if we
भगवान के
say
पास
that, Krishna, God acknowledges that.
his eyes, उनके पास आंखें हैं।
He has eyes.
मैं नहीं कर पा रहा लेकिन करना चाहता हूँ।
I'm not able to do it, but I want to do it.
धुंधकारी यही सोच रहा
So
था।
like that, Dhundkari was thinking, I want to do it, but I'm unable to do it. But because he was in a problem, he was in a
मानो
need.
मेरे घर में कोई व्यक्ति
So like, for example, if in my home
ICU में पड़ा है,
is in ICU in the
और
hospital,
मैं चाहता हूँ वो बच जाए,
and I want him that he like imagine the person is on the ventilator, and if somebody tells me, if you hear Bhagavat for 7 days, your friend or your relative will be saved, and then that person, because he has got a
रिलेटिव की जान
because he want to save the life of his relative, he will hear the Bhagavat for 7 days. Sincerity
कितनी
and dedication,
से वो कथा सुनी जाएगी, क्यों?
that katha will be heard with so much of a dedication, because there's a big purpose behind it.
क्योंकि हमारा बहुत easy
But
going है,
because
purpose
our
नहीं
life
है,
is so
इसलिए
easygoing, we have no purpose, we take it lightly.
लेकिन जो भक्त समाज है,
But the society of the devotees, like you all,
pin drops,
you are all hearing with the pin drop silence.
only baby cry noise, but pin drop silence.
Other than the baby cries, everything is pin drop silence.
ध्यान से कथा सुनो।
We all are listening very attentively. This was the difference between the
बहुत
villagers.
सारे points थे, तो
There were-
संकल्प लेकर नहीं सुना।
There were a lot of differences. One was the vow, and then he lost listening attentively.
धुंधकारी ने संकल्प
But
लिया था
Dhundkari
कि
took a
7
vow
दिन पूरी
that I will
सुनूंगा,
hear it for 7 days, definitely.
और इसलिए
And
हम
therefore,
उसके वाहन।
There we got the plane for him.
जितने गांव वाले बैठ गए
And
थे,
now all the villagers who were
सबने
sitting
बात
there,
को सुना।
they heard that conversation. They said, oh, we didn't know that. We were living in this world like crazy people. Sometimes I don't have this, I don't have that. I don't have this good, I have that bad.
थक गए हैं,
Now we are tired of this, doing these things. We are tired, exhausted.
कितनी और सुने।
How much more should we hear, and how much more we suffer? Sometimes we are sick, sometimes we lose someone. For how long will we be dying like this?
भगवान के धाम से
Let's go to the dham of the Lord, the abode of the Lord. What is there?
सब प्रकार का सुख ही सुख।
There is all types
उन लोगों
of
को पता भी नहीं है
sukh, the happiness, bliss is there.
नाम की कोई चीज।
Those people who live in the abode of the Lord, they don't even know there is an object like a
सारे
sorrow.
गांव वालों ने मिलकर धुंधकारी
So like that, all the villagers, they prayed to Gokarn again, and said, "Oh Gokarn ji, we did not know that before. Today we came to know on the 7th day
कि भागवत सुनने का
that this is such an advantage of hearing Bhagavat. Can you please do it once again for us? We will this time hear very attentively.
इस बार हम अटेंटिव होकर सुनें। एक बार और,
Please do it once again."
ठीक है?
All right,
गोकर्ण ने फिर से
Gokarn ji,
7 दिन की
he organized for 7 more days. And this time all the villagers all the attendees were very sincerely and listening.
ध्यान से कथा सुने, और वही हुआ।
And this is what happened, what they wanted.
7 दिन के बाद
After 7 days,
स्वयं भगवान ही उतर आए,
the Lord himself came down,
और जितने थे
and all the people who were there,
साकेत बिहारी,
just like it is said, like Ram, the Lord of the Saket, when he left the Ayodhya, he took all his devotees with him.
ऐसे जिन्होंने
So all these people who heard the Bhagavat, all of them went back to the abode of Lord. And what about Gokarn ji? Gokarn ji,
आलिंगन करके
he embraced him and took him on his own plane. And because of you, all of these people have been liberated. I will take you personally in my plane.
सब वैकुंठ गति
So they all went to Vaikuntha abode,
सबसे श्रेष्ठ
which is considered to be the topmost.
धाम परमों पर। जहाँ पर जाकर
When somebody reaches there,
रोने वाले संसार में नहीं
you don't have to come back in this world of crying.
ये भागवत सुनने का
This is the
विशेष लाभ और
This is
7
the
दिन
special benefit of listening Bhagavat for 7 days. There's not much time now, otherwise I would have spoken more.
8 बजे तक तो हो सकता है
Can we go for 8 o'clock till 8 o'clock?
ग्रेस मिल गया मालिक से
We got some grace time.
सबका मालिक एक है ना
It is said everybody's Lord is one, isn't it? So we got some grace time from the organizers.
7 दिन की कथा
So 7 days,
एक महात्म्य
there is we heard one glories of 7 days katha. Why only 7 days?
इसके भी पीछे कहानी
There is a reason or a story behind it.
7 दिन की कथा करो एक बार एक साधु एक
One time a sadhu
राजा के पास था
came to a king.
गेट कीपर्स ने क्या दिया
The
रुक जाओ,
gatekeeper said, "Stop.
पहले महाराजा से पूछे
First we will have to take permission from our king."
वो एक साधु आपसे
They
मिलने
went
आए हैं।
inside. A sadhu has come to meet you. Oh, he must have come to ask for some donations. Go and give him some money. It's okay.
राजा से
And then
बहुत
sadhu
important
said,
कोई
"No,
बात
I haven't come here to ask for donation. I have come here to talk to him about an important matter."
चाहते हैं।
And then they came back, the gatekeepers. He is not asking for money. Oh, he is not happy with $100. Okay, give him $500. He should be happy now. And then came back, and the sadhu, and he felt really bad. He got a bit upset.
तुम्हें पैसे लेने
Do you
आया?
think I have come here to get money?
नहीं चाहिए पैसे
I don't want your money. And he threw the money away,
और चला गया।
and they left the place, the palace.
साधु रास्ते में सोचने
And then the sadhu was thinking, oh, the gatekeepers, I guess, like a stupid, and the king is stupid, but I'm not stupid.
भला करने आया
I came here to give him some benefit, but because he's stupid,
मेरे को ऐसा क्रोध नहीं करना
I shouldn't be angry at them. I should definitely find somehow some solution and help him out.
अब वो साधु फिर आया गेट
Now
पर,
again this sadhu came and told
राजा के पास समय नहीं है ना
to the gatekeepers, okay, the king is busy, maybe you can get some time from the queen because I want to talk something important. And then the queen came and he said, and then the gatekeepers said that saintly person is feeling a bit insulted. Third time he came, and the queen said, "Oh Lord, oh my, oh sadhu, what can I serve you with? What can I do for you?" He said, I am not here to take service. I am Trikaldarshi. I can actually see the future. I just wanted to give you the message. You should tell to your husband, the king, that his life is only left for 7 days.
मैं तो ये information
I just wanted to give you this information, and he doesn't even have time to talk to me. You should go and give him the message that he has only 7 days, because after that he is going to die. Then the queen
मैं अभी जाती हूँ
was, and then she said, "Oh, thank you, says Maharaj. Every second is important." He then ran back into the king's room, although he was having an important meeting. And the queen reached inside and said, "Oh Lord, please come inside the room." And he said, "Oh Queen, I'm just having a meeting. I'll come later." He said, "No, come now, at this moment." And the king said, "This is very weird. What is going on?"
चला गया
And then the king said, "Oh, something important. Why did you call me inside?" And then she said, "A sadhu came to meet you." Said, "Oh, what's the big deal? You called me from the meeting. I gave him 100, 500. He's still not satisfied. I don't know what he was wanting for."
पागल हो गए
And she said, Queen said, "You are mad. He didn't come for getting money.
त्रिकालदर्शी
He is actually the seer of the fortune."
आपका जीवन सिर्फ 7 दिन का
And he
है
said that your life is only left for 7 days. Whatever you want to do, you can do. He wanted to give you this message and you insulted him. And then the king was astonished, startled. What can I do now? Only 7 days left in my life.
अब हम काम नहीं देखेंगे
And then he told everyone in the minister, "I'm not going to work anymore. Just get me a chanting beads and I'm going to take name of the Lord." Why? Because I want to become a king again in the next life.
फिर राजा बनना है
So therefore I should chant to become a king again. And therefore he sat with the bead bag and started chanting.
हरे राम हमको पता लग जाए
So if we know that we are going to die next Sunday, then what will happen? Sorry to say,
आज से मरना शुरू कर आए मरा
we will start killing ourselves from today onwards.
राम राम में नहीं मरा मरा
We will start saying, "Oh, I'm going to die, I'm going to die." Even then it is better, isn't it?
अब बड़ा उदास
So now this king was very depressed and disappointed, and the ministers came and said, "What should we do?" He said, "You all go away. Don't ask me for anything now.
3 दिन और रहे
There are only 3 days left now before I die.
तो उच्च गति प्राप्त कर
I just want to get some destination.
हमको परेशान
Don't disturb me and don't upset me anymore. Just go away." And like this, 6 days passed away. And then the queen came and said, "Oh Maharaj,
जल रख दिया
I have kept some water, take some bath."
महारानी अब स्नान क्या करें
And the king said, "Why should I even take bath
12
now?
बजे के बाद रात
After
के
12
12
o'clock,
तुम लोग को स्नान करवाएं
you will all give me a bath anyways."
स्नान किसलिए करना
Like when somebody dies, you know, bathe the days. He said, "Oh Maharaj, don't speak like that. Today is still the 7th
12
day.
बजे तक रात तक जीवन
They still have birth, life left for another few hours. Okay, don't take a bath. At least eat something."
अब वो भोजन करने से भी क्या
And he wasn't like, "What's the advantage of even eating? I'm going to be killed after dying after 12. You will feed the food to the Brahmins. Why should I eat?"
बस
So like that, he was just chanting, sulking and chanting.
दोपहर के 2 बज गए
And then it was afternoon, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Just when it was 6 o'clock,
दीपक जला रहा है
and the king was burning a
दीपक जलाकर
lamp.
पृथ्वी पर रखा
And then he kept the lamp on the floor and then lied down.
रानी बोली ये क्या कर
And the queen was saying, "What are you doing?"
खुद ही कर लूं
He said, "Should I do everything myself?
तुमको क्यों कष्ट
Why should I give problems to you?" So therefore I thought, I'll light the lamp myself. This is Bhagavad Gita, Tulsi. I've kept everything next to me. I don't want to give any problems to anyone when I'm dying.
रानी मेरे को तो सांस भी फूलने लगा
Oh Rani, I'm not able to breathe now. I'm breathless.
से कुछ खाया नहीं तो सांस
The queen said, "You haven't eaten anything since morning. At least eat something." I said, "What should I eat now? It's 11 o'clock. 1 hour of more life left.
कहाँ सुना सब
Whatever I told you in my life, please forgive me for that. I loved you a lot.
चलो देखते हैं क्या होगा
Let us see what will happen."
बज गए
Then it is 11:45.
15 मिनट का
Only 15 minutes of life left.
हरे कृष्ण
And he was chanting Hare Krishna.
हरे हरे सांस ले रहा है
And he was breathing heavily.
12 बजे ना
And then as soon as it was 12, he said, "Oh queen, look, oh queen, see,
मेरे को तो दिखना ही बंद होना शुरू हो गया
I have stopped even seeing.
एक ही
I can't even
दिखती है, दूसरी
see.
दिखती नहीं
I can only see one hand of the clock now."
जब 12 बजते हैं तो एक ही दिखती है
He said, "Oh Lord, when it is 12 o'clock, you can only see one hand of the clock anyways.
दूसरी तो दिखती
You don't see the other
तो
one.
12 बज चुके
So it is 12 o'clock.
नहीं नहीं वो बात ही बस
Oh no, it's not because of that. I'm going to die. I'm dying."
बोलो अरे
And he said, "Oh, speak Hare Krishna."
बस जप करते करते
And like chanting and chanting and chanting.
बोलते मेरे को दिखने लग गया 12:05
And
हो
I
गए
said, "Oh, I can still see 12:05. What's happening? I'm still alive."
करते 12:30
And then it was 12:30, 1,
2 बज गया बोलते
2 o'clock. I said, "What's happening?"
मुझे लगता है मैंने नाम किया 7 दिन
And then he thought, probably I chanted for 7 days, maybe my life is enhanced.
इतना बड़ा ये पता
But I don't know how much it is enhanced.
2-4 घंटे पास
Maybe I got 3 or 4 hours grace.
जीवन मेरा बढ़ गया
Maybe I got a grace
इतना
life.
बड़ा ये पता
But I don't know how much I got.
वो जो महाराज आए थे ना
In the morning that Babaji who
उनके
came,
पास जाकर पूछेंगे
I'll ask him how much, because he was the foreseer of the future.
6 बजे
So in the morning, 6 o'clock,
बोली अब तो स्नान कर लो
and then Queen said, "You haven't taken bath for last 2 days. At least take a bath now. You are smelling badly now."
चलो
So King said, "Okay, I'll take a bath." And then he told these soldiers, "Okay, go and get that saintly person. I will have a talk with him." And the soldiers went, and then they said to this saintly person, "King has called you." He said, "Oh, they are short of money or what? You want $100? Oh no, saintly person, forget about that."
दे देना
And he said, "Oh no, take this money and give it to king."
पैसा दिया ना
And he said, and the king felt really bad when he got the money.
मैंने भी उन महाराज को
And if I also insulted that Maharaji with that money, isn't it?
प्रार्थना कर
And then please pray him and request him, somehow bring him here.
पास गए
And then those people went there and asked him, "Oh Maharaj, king is repenting, remorseful." "Oh, now he is feeling remorseful? Okay, take $1,000. Give it to him."
राजा को बड़ी शर्म आई।
And the king was really intimidated
वो मेरे
and
लिए
shy.
आए थे और मैंने उनको
And he said, oh, this Maharaj came for me and I insulted him.
जाना चाहिए।
And then the queen said, you should go yourself and ask for apology. Why are you sending your ministers? Are you not ashamed?
कभी-कभी नहीं, हमेशा डांट देती है।
Sometimes, not always, actually the wife can be angry and she can scold and she gives the good teachings.
मित्र का काम भी करती है
So wife works as a
और
friend
अच्छा परामर्श देती है।
and gives a good advice also.
रानी ने जब कहा
And when the queen said this,
तो राजा स्वयं
and then the king himself walked
साष्टांग दंडवत
to
प्रणाम किया।
the Maharaj and did the Dandvat.
बच्चों से भूल होती है।
And he said, oh Lord, children do
दो तरह
mistakes.
की मिस्टेक होती
There are two kind of mistakes the children do.
है। एक होती है इनोसेंट
One is the innocent
और
mistake,
एक होती है इंटेंशन।
intentfully mistake, intention
दो
mistake.
गलती अलग-अलग होती
There are two different
है।
mistakes.
एक इनोसेंट मिस्टेक, हाँ मेरे से गलती
I
हुई
did mistake,
और
innocent mistake,
ऑनेस्टली हाथ जोड़कर
and I am honestly asking for apology. I have done a mistake.
हम आगे से ध्यान रखेंगे।
We will be careful from now onwards.
Excuse है।
So he excused immediately.
लेकिन
But
अपनी गलती समझ कर भी
if somebody understands their mistakes but not understanding it
और बहुत से बातें बनाकर
and making lot of excuses and trying to hide your mistake,
then it's a different,
then it is a different
ये फिर
thing.
अपराध है,
Then it is offense.
ये फिर अपराध है। राजा ने आकर हाथ जोड़कर एक
Then king came with his folded hands and said, I
सब समय
accept
ऐश्वर्य में
my
रहता हूँ,
mistake. I am a king. I live always in opulence. And I am very fallen, and you are my guru. With my folded hands, I request, please forgive me. And that's all. When he said that,
राजा महाराज का
the Maharaj, his heart melted immediately.
किसी ने एक बड़ा अच्छी बात कही।
Somebody said a very nice thing.
कविता है,
There is a poem.
बिल्कुल पूरा स्मरण तो नहीं, लेकिन उसकी
I don't know all the poem, but the last line is very nice, interesting.
जीवन क्या
It is said, what is this life?
जीवन यही है,
Life is just this,
किसी को माफ कर दो
that you
और
forgive
किसी से
someone
माफी मांगो।
and ask for forgiveness from someone. This is all the life is.
सुना था कुछ दिन पहले, बड़ी
For,
अच्छी लगी बात।
I like this in the poem when I heard it.
माफ कर दो,
What is all life about? Forgive someone and ask for forgiveness from someone.
सब कुछ favorable है।
Then everything is favorable.
लेकिन परेशानी कहाँ है?
But where is the problem? That when I say I'm not going to forgive, I'm not going to ask for forgiveness,
तो फिर वो entanglement है।
then that is an intentful mistake. Intended mistake.
इसके उदार बड़े होकर
Therefore, one should be very generous and we should forgive others, or we should be asking for
जब
forgiveness.
राजा ऐसे
And like this, when the king asked for forgiveness,
चांदी का चमचा
then the sadhu said, okay, okay. Then he embraced him,
सब समाप्त हो जाता है।
and everything is completed, finished, all.
महाराज
And then he said,
अब
Maharaj,
बता दो, मेरा जीवन और कितना
oh
बचा
Maharaj, please just tell me now how much more life I have left,
है?
because you are
लेकिन कितना बचा
Trikaldarshi.
वो मैं कैसे बताऊं?
He said, how can I tell you how much life is
जैसे
left?
आपने कहा था,
Oh, you
7
said
दिन,
last time I'm going to die in 7 days, like that.
ऐसे आप ये
You
भी बता
predicted
सकते
it
हो
for
कि
7
कितना
days,
जीवन और
but you
बचा।
can now tell now as well.
क्या समझ रहा तुम?
I said, what do you
तो
understand?
जो आप समझाने आए थे,
He said, what you told me to
सिंपल
understand.
सी बात बोल रहा था।
Oh, I was just
इस
telling a
संसार में
common
जो भी
thing
है,
that
वो
everybody
सारे
in this
दिन
world
या तो
is going to die in the 7 days. Either it's going to be a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So there's no 8th day. So it's one of those 7 days. So anybody who's going to die is going to die in one of these 7 days.
फिर सेकंड स्टार्ट हो जाता है। तो संडे टू संडे, संडे टू मंडे ही चलता है। तो मैं तो यही बोलने
I just came to tell you that.
कुछ गलत समझ लिया।
You misunderstood me.
बोलते हैं, आपने
I
तो मेरी
said,
जान निकाल दी।
You just took my life out of me. But I learned,
मृत्यु को
I experienced the death
निकट से
very closely.
और हर क्षण
And every moment I died.
लेकिन आपने
But
ये बोलकर
by telling me that,
आंखों खोल दी।
but you opened my
अब
eyes.
मैं अपने जीवन का एक दिन
But
भी
now I
नष्ट
will
नहीं
not
करूंगा।
waste even a single day of my life. I'll do all the things and also take the names of the Lord. Both the works will go together.
दीक्षा ग्रहण कर
And I'll take Diksha from you.
तेरे को दीक्षा तो मैं दे ही चुका।
And he said, I've already given you the Diksha.
सिर्फ मंत्र लेकर
Only by taking the mantra,
ये होती है अनुष्ठानिक दीक्षा।
this is only a procedure of the Diksha. But listening to someone, when we get a little inspiration, this is what actual Diksha is.
दीक्षा तो उसी समय होता है। बोलते मैं तो तुमको दीक्षा दे ही चुका हूँ।
He said, I've already given you Diksha because inspiration.
आप ही मुझको मार्गदर्शन।
But he asked this Maharaj, please do my Margadarshan, show me the path. And then he said, okay, listen to the Bhagavat every day.
7 दिन की भागवत कथा होती है।
And therefore the Bhagavat is 7 days, because we're not going to get the 8th day in the life, isn't it?
वही 7 दिन
And these are the 7 days of life. Every whole year will keep on going for the whole life.
7 दिन भागवत
And therefore listen to Bhagavat for 7 days now. So all other 7 days will
जो पुराने 7 दिन बीत
be fixed. So all the 7 days which have been passed, they will
आने वाले 7 दिन और हैं।
they will also be benefited, and the upcoming 7 days also will be benefited.
वो है 7 दिन श्रीमद् भागवत की कथा, जिसको कहा
So the only method is 7 days of Bhagavat Katha listening. So this is called Bhagavat Saptha.
बोलो भागवत महापुराण की बोलो सचिनंदन गौर हरि की श्री पुरुषोत्तम मास की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे
Hari Hari.
मैं हाथ जोड़कर आप सबका
With my folded hands, I welcome all of you. You came and thanks that you gave me opportunity that I could speak something. So I am thankful to every one of you who assembled here.
and I'm expecting everyone to please come again. मैं सबसे प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि
I pray to everyone,
जैसे जैसे समय निकाल लो
somehow take out time, even 1.5 2 hours from tomorrow 6 o'clock,
पूरे टाइम पर डॉट समाप्त
and we will finish it on the time 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, तुझे ना होता है?